Oh, we are jumping.
Hi. Oh, hi everyone. Oh, hi.
You want to do intro?
Crap.
Oh, let's go.
Forgot the intro.
Maybe
Guys, we like to just get right down to business.
You start off and then you do your intro.
Maybe next time we can get like a warning bar or something.
You know, I meant to do that. That was intentional. I just wanted to like surprise everybody with our screaming faces. Apologize to you guys. I mean, that was, I didn't know how to like stop it at that point. I almost ended the stream. Okay. Guys, welcome on everyone. You can tell it's on our channel because something got screwed up already. So I'm going to say hello to a few people that have been here chatting early. Chase Chaser, Mike, how are you doing tonight? Pop Funko UK. Hopefully it's not too late over there right now. David, hello. Chris, hope you're doing well. You know, I'm mad at the Chiefs right now too, so I'm in the same boat as you. They just tied the game up. James, hello. Brian, hello. Norway, Oregon, hope you're having a good evening. Very late morning. Never asked. Pipsqueak. Brenna, Sam, hello. And my chat's kind of slow.
That's all right.
Macklin. Because now I can see the green stuff on my screen.
Yay, finally. I know. Finally.
Thank you for the 3 months. Kelsey, hello. Sheila, hello. Evelyn. Jeffrey, guys. Listen, I would like to say hello to everybody, but my screen keeps on jumping. I don't know if it does that for you guys when maybe it's just because everybody's saying hello and happy Thursday to you guys.
It's a busy chat.
Yeah, how has the week been for you two gentlemen?
It's been terrible. Right? So let's talk about the fact that you hit 10K. Woohoo!
Yeah, we did.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
No, it's a huge milestone. Huge milestone. So congratulations to you and Bree and actually the whole family, because you wouldn't have got there without Gabby working all those videos. And
no, we needed
Luca
they all had to put in their time. Yeah, you know, we didn't make. I don't know. I feel we're making like a big deal about anything. I don't know why I feel. But whatever. I'm just that way. But it honestly was a pretty. That was one that we've talked about for a while because I really like when people say we never thought that we'd get there. Like I really never thought that we. I was surprised when we got to 1,000. So yeah, to get to 10K, almost at 10 grand to 10K. Yeah, it's kind of weird and humbling and crazy. So, but thank you. I appreciate it. And thanks everybody here. To help
10 grand in mystery boxes for 10K. Is that what I heard? 10 grand in mystery boxes.
I'm pretty sure we're over that at this point. I have a feeling that we might be over that. You know, if
one video I wanted.
Bree said that when we got to the 500 or what was it, 5,000 subscriber, we were going to do something. I don't think we ever did that. So we might have to do something. I don't know what yet. We're going to have to figure it out, but we might have to do something.
And crazy. King Paul crazy box coming up.
Yeah, it might have to be one of those big ones. Although
you guys open up so many great boxes on the regular though, you know?
Yeah, we do, man. I'll be honest though. John, I'll be honest because when I pull out the honest card over here,
I know you're usually lying. So.
No, as soon as I say I'm honest, to be honest, I'm about to say something. You know, I hear people complain about trying to find mystery boxes, and like I've not had a problem. Really, I haven't had a problem up to the last week. It's been some picks for mystery boxes. I still get the boom loot ones, but sometimes they're just a little bit out of range. Because I like around $100.
They don't do enough they don't do enough like middle high roller
150 range, something like
that. They
do
some 100 like
they did 130 though this past week.
Yeah, 130 was good, but then they do
two of those
800. Like I feel like if you really want a big gamble, like okay, do like a 300, 400, but like anything like 500 and above, that's way out of our budget. So
yeah,
my problem with this week with Boom Loot is most of the higher things that were on there that I would want already have. So it's not like I don't know. There was a couple that I don't have, but those aren't like wants. Those aren't like needs.
Usually what I try to do is I kind of play the percentage game. Like there's got to be at least 20% in the pop, 20% of the pops that I'd want to have.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just call, sometimes it just works out that we find 2 on the picture and we pull the 2 that we see in the picture. Somehow that works. But, really, now that I'm saying that, like over our last couple months, like it seems like every box we were keeping stuff, which is with the amount of stuff that we have. I can't believe how much we've kept. So we've gotten pretty lucky because I don't think that's usually the case. But mystery boxes have been a little bit hard to find.
I think mystery boxes overall have been better this year than last year. I feel like last year.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, I think there's enough different kind of companies doing them, but I think also I'd like to see a little, like, some of the companies don't. I think Boomloot does a good job of doing variety of like sizes and things like that, and I think that's what we need to see, like a mix, like a good mix all the time. I'm glad to see like Smy back in it, a little more often too. Smy World's back in it. Ralphie's does a pretty good mix. Usually I can find something, especially like anything from $60 to $180. They usually have like a kind of range in there too. So it's good to see like stuff like that popping up a little more.
Ralphie's boxes are probably the lowest risk boxes on the market right now.
Oh yeah,
because they're usually like $99. You get like 95 guaranteed, like or 105 guaranteed.
About the same too. I would say
Boomloot usually. If we go percentage wise for us, like, and I know I see Michael in the chat, Funko 411, he does a good analysis on his stuff, and I would love to do that if I have more time. Because I love the numbers. The numbers thing is like, I actually enjoy that part of it. But Pop King Paul, percentage back, he does it in a smart way because he buys collections and he knows, he wants to make whatever he's going to make, is I'm sure the way he's looking at it. He packs that value in there, and that's why they're going to sell out every single time. There's other companies that will always get to the guaranteed value or sneak over by 5-10%, but it's hard for me to buy 5, 6, 7 boxes in a couple months on stuff like that, because when you're only going 10% over, like right off the gate, if we were to sell that stuff for PPG, which PPG, we could talk about PPG for a second too. And
we should talk about PPG tonight.
We should talk about PPG because I feel like PPG is whack, but we'll talk about that. But if you're only 5 or 10% over, really, by the time you take fees into account, like you're losing pretty much every box, which, I mean, that's mystery boxes. I mean, I'm not saying that because it's never, if you're looking to try and make money, guys, newsflash, don't buy mystery boxes at all. Yeah, because I feel like we get a lot of good hits and we lose. I mean, if you really break it down, I mean, it's nice to add stuff to the collection and we get some great stuff that we probably wouldn't have. But, we also could probably have it if we just bought the stuff straight out too. But it wouldn't be as fun. We still have a blast doing it. And Landon, So Landon, go ahead, John. I've blabbed too much.
No, that's okay. So I do see a lot of people still ask what this acronym means. Yeah. So PPG stands for Pop Price Guide, which is a website that is used universally throughout the community to track prices. And Pop Price Guide is actually run by HobbyDB. They do an excellent job for the most part of covering the values of just about every single Funko item that Funko produces. Now, unfortunately, this year I found a lot of items to be either inaccurate or they don't have enough sales to back what it's actually selling for. And I found it with specifically newer items, but also I feel like some of the older items now are outdated and they're actually like on PPG, their value is a lot lower than what they're actually going for. So I've seen both ways, but specifically with new pops, like I think right off the bat, I don't think a value for a new pop should be in the system for the first 90 days. Now I might be, maybe I'm alone on that.
No, I agree.
I think you need 90 days for any pop, whether it's a common pop, exclusive, con, any pop. Once it hits the market, it needs to be like, don't give it a price for 90 days because some of these commons, they're given a value of like $23 when you could still buy it for like $11.99, $14.99, depending on what website you go to or what retailer. And people are going off of that $23 for mystery boxes or toy shows or trade value and everything when it's doesn't have that value. Not yet, at least.
Especially when it's still in the store. Then you can still buy it, like order online and have it shipped to you. That's where it gets kind of crazy. Like when something's still available, like on plenty of sites like Funko Shop. Even like Funko Shop exclusives is a great example. A lot of times you'll see those for like $25, $35, but they're still on the Funko Shop for $15. Do you really say they're 25 or 30?
Yeah, and if you had to pay shipping and tax and all that stuff, maybe it's 25 or 30. So, but I mean, is that the way you want to look at things? And do you want to receive stuff in that way? And what I've noticed this year, I know that they've started to let in some verified sales or stuff like that. And I'm going to give you a great example because I seen Chris here in the chat. So me and him are working out a trade for the Ringo Star. We're going to work it out, Chris. I promise we're going to work it out. But let me tell you about this. This is a great example. So there was a verified sale that one of these sold for, I don't know what it was, $199 or $299 or something like that. So it had a very like a trending value for $75, which is pretty rate on the mark. Now, I didn't even check it next to eBay or anything like that to see where the sales came in at. But now current PPG is $165. And like a pop shouldn't go up $100. Like there are instances where I could see that happening, but like a 16-year-old pop, like a 10-year-old pop or an 8-year-old pop, something like that, that's been on the market for a long time I don't know if anything happened in Ringo Starr's life lately.
Well,
I think drive that up, but
one thing you do see though, Vince, sometimes there's not a sale in the last year or only one sale in the last year or something like that. And that's where $100 difference could happen because if no one's been selling it for the last year, no sale.
I get that. You know what? I think on this one, I don't know if that's going to be the case because I feel like there's probably a lot of it's on. I don't think that the Beatles pops are super rare. They shouldn't be super expensive. Just for my little knowledge, I'm not a rock aficionado by any sense of the imagination, but when I see those, like a verified sale, it looked like a receipt from I don't know what it was. Like if you go and click on it and pull it up, it's just. I don't know about those. I don't know how I feel about stuff that just gets kind of pulled out of kind of thin air type of thing. But, I guess all eBay sales are, I guess, the same way. I mean, it just is.
Well, I feel like eBay is a separate thing. So we can talk about how that factors in just a second. Ross, what's going on? I actually just pulled up a PPG listing for a pop that Joanna and I just ran into a little hiccup with. And I think this is a prime example of something that needs to be looked at. So this is the original Johnny Bravo pop, the Funko Shop exclusive. So the one with the Funko Shop sticker, currently valued at $75. Like, okay,
yeah, this is a good example that I
could bite off on that. However, the pop culture sticker version is apparently worth $145. I don't know about you guys, but I want to hear everybody's thoughts in the chat because my general experience with working with collectors on various platforms here is that people want at least normally here in the United States, they want the retailer exclusive. They want the Funko Shop, Target, Walmart. They don't really want the special edition or pop culture. Now, maybe overseas it's different. Maybe you guys want the pop culture, or maybe you guys don't want the pop culture. Either way, there should not be, in my opinion, a $70 difference between these two stickers. Because funny enough, we actually had the Funko Shop sticker version of this pop. We ran it. It ended up selling for $54, which is fine because this pop's value tanked because of the newer Johnny Bravo pop.
Yeah, that looks very similar.
But yeah, it looks way too similar. So it was fine. Like, $54 is, I think, pretty accurate, or near accuracy for what that pop is actually worth these days.
We had the pop culture sticker and we priced it at $75 because that's what we valued it at, not $145.
We had the pop culture. I couldn't.
Had a more expensive one, and we didn't value it at
$145
because That's not what it's going for. And we checked Macari and eBay, and
Yeah.
all the sales were between $45 and $65. So that pop is definitely not $145, even with the pop sticker.
Exactly. Sorry, I could not remember. I thought we had the Funko Shop. Anyway, we had the pop culture sticker, which is even more reason to point out the issue here. So yeah, we checked other platforms. We always check other platforms when it comes to, you know, huge price differentials between stickers. But yeah, this pop 100% with the pop culture sticker is not worth $145.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna find this a lot, you know. And the more you collect, you know, it's for the new collectors more than anything, because I think if you for a while start to realize that, and we say it all the time as well, it's really a guide. I mean, it's hard because you're trying to use it as a guide to, you know, sometimes for trade, sometimes it's going to be, you know, like you said, mystery boxes. That's where you know, some people have a little more integrity, and I think do what you said, John. Will kind of do a little bit of research. I mean, listen, if you want to sell it, you have to value it where the market's at, not what PPG says, because you'll never sell it. But you know, it's also, we had a Michael Jordan. I remember this Michael Jordan, like it was the PPG on it was $100, and we had it in our auction a couple times, and I told people straight out, like, this is selling for $60 all day long. PPG says it's 100. I'm not going to say that it's 100. I'm not going to value it at 100. And it was months, you know, because it takes, you know, it's all volunteer based. I mean, it's not really, and it's hard for them because I don't know what they would do. They should differentiate the stickers, because I think that there should be a difference, because I would pay more for a retail over a international. So I'm okay with that happening, but you see it more and more where the discrepancy just gets to a point where it just starts to not make sense for the most part.
I've seen that a lot lately, though, like weirdly special edition stickers being valued higher, like good $20-$30 off of pops that are only, you know, I'm talking about $30, $40 pops. They're not huge pops, but it's like then $50 for the special edition. And like, why? That makes no sense. Usually it's the other way around, but it's also probably less of them have sold on there,
right?
Too. So you're only going off of 2 sales instead of 100 sales or something like that. I will say I do like the pop culture sticker though.
I do too. I mean, as a sticker collector myself,
typically those are, you know, easier to find per se, because they usually don't sell out as quick, or they have ones sold afterwards. But who knows? It's a weird. I think the problem with anything like Pop Price Guide, the only problem I see with it, people take it too much to heart.
Right.
And also it's like it's has to be inputted by a person. No automatic, like every time these sales happen, this thing happens, it gets entered in the system. So everything have to be entered by someone can like skew the process, like how many people are checking for certain things, how often are they doing it. And I know there's a variety of people helping out with it all over, that update it, that check out things and price things. But I think there's a certain point too that it's like you have to, I guess it's a good starting point for negotiations. That's what I always say. Like,
yeah, that
is a good like starting point. You could value it higher. If you don't see any others for sale on the market, you could value yours $100 more, because no one else has it for sale, or for sale in good condition.
Well, and that's exactly it. That's the next thing is you got to really, condition starts to play a huge factor, because like a good example, I had an old Incredible Hulk that it might have been, there was a 2013 and then a 2015 release. One has the small font, one has the big font. Like trying to find the big font, like in good condition, you would have to pay overvalue, because you can't even find these. And you know, I don't even know if they differentiate the old Marvel stuff that like was original release, and you know, then to find it in good condition. So you're gonna find those outliers where you're gonna pay a little bit more and, you know, be okay with it. But that's exactly why they have to do it. You know, people have to enter that stuff, because if they just pulled every sale off, maybe it would be better. Maybe if they were able to pull every sale, would it be better? I don't know. Maybe you get an average, but there's just too many outliers for it to be super accurate. I just see it right now. For me, I feel like on a whole, it's definitely way overvalued right now. I feel like it's way high, like maybe 30% high if you go kind of across the board. Like if you have $1,000 collection right now, I would say you're probably talking like 20-30%. Not that, obviously there's different cases for that, but I feel like it's just on the
Especially if
whole, it's pretty
your
high.
collection's filled with newer things. I think
Right.
that's where it is too. Like I see a lot of postings in especially Facebook groups and things like that where people are like, I'm selling this lot. I want it's $1,500. I want this much out of it. And I look at it and I'm like, you just bought all that stuff in the last 2 months. Like I can see if it's like a variety of stuff, but it's literally like you just bought. I guess it's buyer remorse, or they're just trying to make money while the PPG is higher, especially on things that are. You can forget it on things that are oversized. Like great example
Yeah.
are those poster, right? The Disney posters and the
Really,
other movie
Josh,
posters.
anything.
I
The
mean,
movie moments,
they're
all of
sell-
that stuff.
they're being on clearance for like $20 at places right now.
Yeah.
But if it says $70 as the PPG, you're going to be like, oh, it's $70 or $80 or whatever it is. But it's all over the place. I saw, someone else, I think Chris posted about like Five Below pops and things like that. And I think we sent you a picture. I think we sent Brie a picture of a Five Below pop the other day. And we're like, oh,
Yeah.
the Disney one, you guys want it? And I remember Shannon saying, you always kind of worry about like that. And I heard someone else talking about it that's a retailer, and they're worried about it because I mean, Five Below, how cheap are they getting these? Because when you're selling them for $5.95, that's almost as cheap as buying them wholesale for some of them. And they're worried about things being dropped like that too.
I think that's like, so I mean, if kind of getting to a topic like where Funko is heading, really, if you go from like 22 and 23 for sure, maybe a little bit in 21, but definitely 22 and 23, and up to probably going to be the first part of the 24 here, just way too overproduced. I really feel like the 22s and 23s will hold little to no value. And they really they got to start this sooner than later, because I think if they're going to be successful long term, if they are, like kind of like what they've been talking about, they're talking that they're going to go back to being like a lean startup and doing stuff like that. I hope they're going to start bringing, and when I'm talking limited, I'm not talking, doing 5,000 piece pops. I'm talking doing like 10,000, 15,000, 25,000 even, because I don't know where these were on some of them in the restock after restock, but that secondary value, it's not the end all be all, because some people just collect to collect and don't care about value. But to have a good secondary market is really what keeps this thing rolling, I think, for years to come.
No, yeah, and I think those type of things too. Like someone else just posted about $30 pop from Five Below for the $5.95 or whatever they sell them at. Not going to be $30 for very long. If they're selling at Five Below for $5.95, people are going to start putting it out there, and they're going to start at 30, but then someone else is going to be willing to do 20 because they still make $10 or $10 off of after fees and stuff like that. And then someone else is going to be like, I'll do it a little lower. I'll make $8 off of it. I sell 80, 10 of them. I made $80, that kind of thing. So, you're going to see that more and more where, that what happens, then that pop goes down really fast. And we saw that with a lot of the Hot Topic restocks from 2020, 2021 ish time. And a great example was it was the Parks and Rec pop, right?
Yes,
the Andy Dwyer
Andy
one.
Dwyer.
That one was like $80-$90 pop, hit there, and then it still kept a value for 40 for a little bit, and then went down like real quick. Now it might go back up a little bit, but I don't think it'll ever reach that like $80 mark it was for a while. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know. It definitely. I hopefully they pivot fast on that stuff. I would like to see them come down fast, like with the amount that they're producing, not just the number of pieces that they're producing. Maybe limit some of these different drops that they're putting out, just limit them a little bit more. And, I
mean,
think that it's definitely going to be necessary.
I think, with the common pop, if it's a common pop and it's going out to anyone, then things like that selling at Five Below is no problem. But it's so funny,
Right.
those mystery minis that are open and you can see are $5. A pop is only $1 more, $5.95. So you mean that like the cost for producing those is that similar? It can't be. One of the things, if you ever look at the warehouse where it's located in Arizona, if you ever look at it, the Five Below warehouse is literally like right next door.
Hey,
so I'm wondering if that's when it
nice.
started. And that's when it seems like it started. So I'm wondering if it's like, remember, we found another solution to get rid of those. Instead of sending them to the landfill, we'll charge Five Below $1 for them, even though they're losing money. They're making $1 more than they would have sending them to the landfill. It cost them to send them to the landfill, so at least they're making some money off of it. It could be a great example too, as well. So.
Yeah, I mean, so I found a great deal this week at GameStop, guys. Check out GameStop for the Mandalorian boxes, the old Mandalorian boxes. They have buy one, get two free. Buy one box and get two free. And then they also have the new Mandalorian pops, which I need to pick up still. That you're getting, I believe don't you get all four? I think you get all four in that one, or maybe it's the two, but that one's on sale as well. I think it was around $20.99, so like $21.
I think when something goes on sale, that there's no problem with that if a retailer wants to make it on sale. But when it's coming out of the gate at a $5.95 price, that sets the price. Like it's not a $15 pop anymore, or $12 pop or whatever you want to say it is. It is now a $5.95 pop, and I would hate to be a retailer buying those same pops and then seeing them now at Five Below for $5.95, and you as a retailer
probably paying around that,
maybe $4 or $5 or maybe more. Now they up the prices, so I think that's a killing there. I think Funko Shop, the app, which hasn't been that great lately, and I know it feeds off of PPG, but I noticed they kind of don't show newer stuff the value for a while. So I don't know if they have a certain time limit they wait for
moratorium on it.
To show that value on there. You'll find it on PPG if you look, but if you go on the Funko app, I don't know if it's just a delay in the app information, or just that they say, well, it's still available, it's brand new, I'm not going to put a price on it, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and Pistol Pete, that killer clown from GameStop, is also on sale right now. I think it's regular $59.99. I want to say it was on sale for $34.99 or $39.99, something like that. And you get all four of the black lights. So,
and we could all say this. All right. So a great example, when I was looking for my Simpsons set, I bought it from another collector and got the 4 original Simpsons. But before that, I was looking at pricing of them and seeing what the price was, and this was a few years back. I found one, and it still had a clearance sticker from Urban Outfitters. That's where they were sold.
Really?
Urban Outfitters. It was a clearance sticker for $8 for a Homer Simpson or something like that. Now, imagine if you're the person that bought that at clearance, just kept it. Now it's worth $400 or $500. You would have never guessed that because it was a clearance pop. And the funny thing is, sometimes, not always, there's ones you could tell they'll never be, but there's some of those sneaky ones that go on clearance because no one it's obscure enough that people don't know what it is, and they go way up in value. And I find that a lot at Hot Topic, because Hot Topic just has a time frame where then they just move it to clearance and they sell them for buy one, get one for $1, or sometimes they got buy one, get two free deals going on and things like that. But I would say, it's not right away sell it, but some of those you can hold back and hold on to. You never know what kind of value you're going to get at them.
Yeah, and see, the only thing I worry about is the last couple of years, man. Are any of these gonna do that? Because I'm trying to think right now, what in the last 2 years is really that B Rabbit's a great example. Only M&M pop. I've seen people talking about it in the chat here, and there was rumors that it was going to restock for a long time, and it still hasn't restocked as of yet. I don't know if they officially vaulted that one yet or not, but
I say I do like that you've seen a lot more officially vaulted finally.
yeah, I feel like they're doing that faster than what they've done before, and they've also made that more. Like, I feel like that's where I like some of the stuff that they're doing. I mean, I don't like a lot of the stuff that they're doing, but I like that they're making kind of a big deal about the stuff that they're vaulting, and because I think that is something that they should
I think
do.
it's important to keep, there's some that you keep around, but there's some things that you need to like show that, okay, we're going to move on. If you don't grab this, it will be gone. It won't come back. And I think it not only helps collectors, but also helps retailers a lot as well, too, because retailers, if people aren't worried about it, it'll just sit there. People like, it'll be there. It'll be there 5 weeks from now. 10, it'll be there. Oh, they're going to restock it in, forever. But
like, what's a good example? I just seen Chalice has the Eddie Pop.
Yeah, $20.
$20 for Stranger Things. Like, they never really officially restocked over here, and they are going to have the international sticker, it looked like, for Chalice. But if you need that, I mean, that's a good place to pick that one up as well, because you're just going to, I don't know. I'm hoping that they start to change the business practices. I think that they were trying to respond fast and try to hit while the iron was hot. With when they were saying they were going to try to go from a $1 billion business to $2 billion business, they started laying out all these plans to make that happy. Or I think they laid all those plans out to make their investors happy. But in reality, a company like this, I think that they do have to pull it back. And, I hear the rumors about them being sold and that kind of thing. Really, with a collectible company, if you're going to base your whole thing on the collectibles, and I know that they have games and all this other stuff, I just feel like they don't take the time really stuff the way that it should be put out. Like, all those little side things that they've done could have been better than what they've done them as. So I don't know. I'll be curious to see how everything plays out over this next year.
I think an interesting thing about the Eddie one is I'm surprised that Funko Shop just didn't drop it on their site instead of selling it to retailers overseas and then them buying it. Like, some of these retailers buy it. I know Pop Culture had a bunch a little while back, several months ago, and then now Chalice, you see them on there. Why didn't Funko Shop just drop them? It would have been smarter for them to just drop them on their site. They would sold like hotcakes, like probably like that, if they dropped them on their site for $15, and then they would have been no middleman, straight fees, like straight.
Well, maybe they don't want to stab all of the retailers in the back, because I feel like they kind of have done that for the most part. They've stabbed the people that have tried to support them. I'm just trying to be real.
The Target one, but I don't think that matters to them anymore. Like, everything's up on there. So
yeah, and especially like the smaller retailers. I mean, maybe it was maybe they did that for whatever reason. I like to get them to go back to the way that it was a little bit more 2020 going into 2021, when everybody was complaining that we couldn't get stuff. I would like to go back to that.
That was a wild time.
That was a wild time. I remember people complaining. Now everybody can get everything they want, and look where we're at.
Also, public service announcement to everybody out there. Please be careful when you're walking in your house. I just had to step away for a minute because it appears that Joanna twisted her ankle. So,
son of a gun. Joanna, just sit down and relax.
I
tell my wife that all the time.
Yeah, she doesn't do that. There's a little lip in between our garage and basement, and I think her flip-flop caught the lip, and
oh my God, flip-flops.
Yeah.
No, flip-flops are a danger.
Yeah, so.
No, Joanna, feel better.
Yep, I just had to call a doctor, so yeah.
Awesome.
Fun stuff.
Is she icing?
No. I told her to sit down, but she walked back into the garage, so
she better not be. Boxes of pops.
Hopefully she's not sorting pops because she's gonna be in trouble. But
bet you she is.
She can in a chair as long as she sits in the chair.
Yeah.
You need to elevate it, ice
Elevate
it, and rest it.
Yep. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it in the chat. Yeah, definitely be careful. It's been a weird week. It's been a rough week for us, but that's how life goes, right?
Hey, it can only get better, right? Right?
I hope so.
I mean,
I hope so.
Maybe this was the bottom for you, John.
Walking over and
we'll find out one way or another. You don't get to avoid it. I mean, you're going to find out tomorrow when we wake up.
Yeah, we'll see
how it goes.
So, but yeah, sorry I missed the PPG talk and everything.
Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about life in general over here. We talked about what else did we talk about, Josh?
The like Five Below, the different people getting pop prices, like the pop prices, like just saturating the market, and that's a killer. I think, you know, I'm okay with stuff going on sale at places, but when that is your like retail price, that really hurts. I think a lot of retailers as well, I know, aren't the happiest about it. Pop retailers and things like that, when they see stuff that's sitting on their shelf and now Five Below gets it and they can sell it for $5.95. What they're probably getting it for, or close to at least.
I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but my biggest pet peeve with Five Below, like, I think it's actually good for a store like Five Below to have pops. Like, I have no problem with, you know.
I used to buy mystery minis from Five Below all the time.
Yeah, because people can go in there.
Yeah, I agree.
Like kids can go in there with like a $5 bill, $10 bill, and if they can walk out with a cool collectible or something that they like, you know, a Spider-Man pop or something, like, I'm all for it. My biggest issue is, at least with the Five Below near us, they put a lot of the pops in like wheelbarrows or like these giant bins.
Yeah.
And I know Walmart does it sometimes too. I hate seeing that. Like, I don't care what the product is being sold for at whatever location it's being sold for, because it's up to that retailer or store to determine the price. It's just, I don't know, like, respect the product a little bit. Like, don't just like throw, because if you present it as if it's like just in a bin, if you, I have no problem with the $5.95. It's just, can you stack them nicely in a display? Like,
yeah,
I feel like that's the difference between treating it like a collectible and treating it like a overproduced toy.
Interesting enough, like, they have them on shelves too, like nicely like this, which is fine, which they usually have areas, but it seemed like they got so many in. I will show you one that I got that I was really surprised about.
Oh yeah.
Frankenberry, a Funko Shop Frankenberry.
Yeah,
like,
that's weird.
just a little cereal guy, but still, it's like you find it. This one was stacked with pops, so they must have got a huge order in or something like that, because they had them there. But it's like we were saying, $1 more than a mystery mini. Their mystery minis are $5. Their pops are $5.95, which I think they changed all the signs. Didn't they say, like, I saw someone show something like they're all changing like $5.50 and more or something like that, and more. They're not Five Below anymore. It's like,
hey, it starts with the 5.
Well, it's the same thing with the dollar store. Most dollar stores you go to now, even if it's like Dollar Tree, everything's not $1.
I think the great thing about, like, the mystery minis, I don't mind at Five Below. Like, they're open. You see what they are. They are getting some of their own exclusives too. I noticed there being more of those, which is cool that they're partnering with a company like that and can offer things that are a little different than any other retailer. So, but yeah, it's just very, very. I think it's just becoming more prominent. It's like that's where Funko kind of dumps their stock, I guess, of those. I guess I figured it's more like, for me, I never figured Five Below was that kind of store. I figured more like a Marshall's, a TJ Maxx, Ross, those kind of stores were like the inventory dump of places where clothing retailers and other places start dumping their stuff. So
yeah. Michael says he has an issue with the relatively new mystery minis that have the window where you can see what the mini is, and a lot of the time they have the semi-rare ones, like the 1 out of 24. I agree. I think that's also kind of just takes the whole fun out of mystery minis. I mean,
I think if you just want one though, it's kind of nice to be able to just. I like Spider-Man a lot.
But Funko's shooting
you know?
themselves in the
Oh,
foot.
it is.
Why,
It's not good for that.
Yeah.
why would
no.
you buy like 5 or 6 blind boxes when you could just go to Five Below and buy the one with the window, and there you go. You only had to buy 1 or 2. So from a business standpoint, that is probably one of the dumbest things. But from a collector standpoint, yeah, if you only want that one, then
Or all
you're
the
good.
common ones. I think I have them still to open, but I got some of the new. We got a couple of the new Bitty Pops. They were at Five Below too, but they're in the bags.
Is
They're
it
in
the
mystery
one
bag
single ones?
Yeah, and I looked at them and I was like, I don't think any of the exclusive, the ones that you buy in the pack, the extra bonus ones.
I don't think they put any of the exclusive. I think they're
I'm
all.
like,
the
why
common
would you
ones.
buy it then?
Yeah.
Like, why do you buy the mystery? It's
No,
almost
that's the
opposite.
point. That's the crazy thing. You should have at least 1 or 2 of the figures that you can't get in the 4-packs. Why would they? If you're just going to get more from the 4, well, why? Why would you do that?
Yeah, they're like, I think they're all the 1 in 12. So it's all.
I mean, they're
from the
cheaper.
4-pack.
I think if you buy it that way, because aren't they like $3?
Yeah. No, these. I think these might. I can't remember what they were. They were at Five Below. But
they have
might
them on the Funko shop for $3 each.
Okay.
If you want to buy the single ones,
there was probably something like that, but we bought like 3 of them just to try them. We'll open them for a short or something. But I was like looking at them, like, why not just buy the ones you can see and you know what you're getting? Then I don't know.
Yeah,
so it's
I think there's something there. Like I think Funko.
So
like
what started them?
What series is that? Is that the Disney series?
Yeah, the Disney series.
So is that the same? Are those the same Disney ones in the 4-pack?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because they're 1 in 12.
What they should do is they should have a separate series with the blind bags.
Oh yeah.
And they could do it like mystery mini style. Like you could do it the 1 out of 6s, 1 out of 12s, 1 out of 24s, and 1 out of 72s. Like that would be exciting, and make those and have like super rare ones. Like what if they did like 1 out of 72, like San Diego Comic-Con version?
This is really how I thought they were going to start them. Like I thought they were going to start them like this and have those rarer ones in there. And then
I honestly I thought they would. When I seen they were doing the 4-packs, I thought they would do them like the Doorables. I mean, Disney did Doorables. They're kind of along the same line, but you had all these. I'm sorry, it's like the execution is just never where it should be. I just don't understand some of the stuff that they do. Consult us, guys. Funko. If you're watching, I'm talking to you right now. Consult some of the people that are your consumers. I mean, there's like I felt, and I said this last week with the cards. The cards are the same way. Like they're there, but they like missed the mark. They just missed the mark a little bit.
It's funny. We talked about the cards last week, and I feel like my whole feed this week on YouTube was just people ripping open those packs. So a lot of people, I guess, are buying them, but I don't
like. I bought 5, and I think I had some lunch money, so I bought like some more and got some sodas too at the same time. Like that's the only way I'm gonna get them. I'm never gonna buy them in a box. I just buy a couple, test my luck at it, have some fun. And I feel like it's kind of like the same idea of like NFT, but I don't need to collect the set, which is a nice thing. I don't have to go after the set because there's no benefit for me to go after an entire set. It's just like, let's rip open some. If I get a redeemable, hey, that's cool. If I get the redemption one, if I get a special one, if I somehow get a 101 out of those, then that's cool too. Those kind of things.
Yeah, Brenna, I can't agree with you more. There's a lot of companies out there that have very successful blind bags, blind products, and blind bags should be easy money. Like you come out with a list of what you can pull or what you can grab from that bag or that box or whatever it is, and there could be rarity, there could be not rarity. I mean, if we can flip universes here really quick, there's a lot of I'm sure Vince and Josh, maybe you guys have caught wind of this, but there's a lot of uproar in the Lego community right now because they recently switched from plastic blind bags for their Marvel CMF figures to now boxes. And I think it's funny.
Steal them. That's
'Cause you
why
can't- exactly.
I
Now,
used to do that. I was
Lego
good at it.
Now people
are
weigh 'em.
upset
I was
because
so good at
they
that.
can't feel the bags. I think it's funny because coming from more of a Funko background these last couple of years, like I have no issues with the boxes. So it's kind of funny, like, and people are ripping open the boxes in stores. They're being very disrespectful to the product. Whereas as Funko collectors, like we're used to boxes, with the mystery minis and stuff like that. But either way, like Lego has a very successful blind product, and I don't think it's a coincidence that Funko now has their Funko Rewards program that is like eerily similar to how Lego does their program. So I think they could look to a company like Lego, and you've already copied some of their strategies, like copy some of their other strategies. With the and the blind bags, interestingly enough, with the Marvel CMF figures or pretty much any of the CMF figure series that Lego comes out with, there's no like super rare figure. Like they're all 1 out of 12 or 1 out of 18.
I was going to say, I
24.
mean, really, I think that other companies do it even better than what Lego does it. But, and I get that to a certain extent, you start putting in those, I mean, you would need to put them in boxes, and then you start putting in rare figures, then people really start going crazy for Lego. I don't think you get the same kind of insanity with Funko, even though I've seen many blind boxes opened up in the store before. I mean, we've definitely probably all have seen that.
Well,
before,
I think part of the issue too is, and I think that's kind of what 411 was talking about, like Lego is the same across the board. Like whatever store they put their product in, it's the same. It's displayed the same. It's treated the same. And that's not the case for Funko. When you have one Walmart who just throws all their blind box, no window mystery minis on the shelf, but then you have a Five Below who throws all these window mystery minis on the shelf. It's the same product, but it's being treated, displayed, and sold in two completely different ways. And I think that's an issue. I think if Funko, one of the things they need to do is they need to sell and market every single product the same in every single store. Keep it uniform so people know what they're going for. It's a collectible. They can't let these stores, and maybe that's something they need to talk about with those stores. Sit down with your Target rep, your Walmart rep, your Five Below rep, and say, hey, we went into 27-year locations over the past 6 months. We don't like how our product is being displayed.
I have a feeling they don't care.
They should.
They should.
I think,
should.
I mean, I'm surprised that they don't go in and have people that go to some of these stores to set up the setup of like what it looks like and for their display areas and things like that. I mean,
guys, they don't have a marketing team. I don't think they're going over to anywhere to do anything, quite honestly.
The funny thing is, I think they have a marketing team. It's just I think they've decided not to put a face on it.
Maybe
anymore. I think like they're still doing social media. They're still doing, getting stuff out there. I think what they're doing, either they could be also contracting it out. That always can be the case. They did that for a while. I could tell when they did it for a little while because like this news channel got the brand new pops for San Diego Comic-Con and no one watched the video, which was funny. I'm like, you could have sent it to anyone. You could have sent it to Top Pops and got 1 million views off of it or something like that. But you're sending it to like this news channel to talk about these that no one knows about. And then also they had, but another case could be they don't want to put a face behind it because then I think a lot of people, it can be plus and minus, right? You can get attached to it, and when that person has to leave or you don't like that person, then it switches. Like it's weird.
They need to do something because I feel like I keep seeing like people say like, hey, they don't have that team anymore. Like there's no marketing team. There's no social media team. There's no artist team. There's no this team. It's like, what teams are left? Like who's
it's getting a little bare bones. Thank you, Mason. Appreciate it.
I saw a bunch of people just jumped in the chat, and Paul, I completely agree with you. Aussie Poppin Paul is here. Brandon says they can't do that. They're back to being a small startup. Remember?
You know what though? I mean, honestly,
one the social media person though. There's like one person that's doing.
Honestly, but I think that is the best. I hope they really buy into that and pull everything back and do that. I don't know if they're positioning themselves to sell or if they're actually just going to start pulling stuff back. And like, they really need to they kind of need a fresh start because, man, what's just happened over the last 2 years, they definitely overproduced too much. Moving warehouse, I'm sure there was a lot of it's hard. Running a business is not easy. I'm pretty positive of that. And I think that they can get this figured out. I think they can right the ship. I mean, I still think that there's a market for all of this stuff, regardless of,
there's still a huge market. Like everybody,
100%.
like we're all here. We all love this company. We love, this type of collectible, Daniel, what's going on? I definitely agree with you. I think they can definitely right the ship. They just got to start doing some stuff. I feel like there was a lot of, I will say this though, like even though the chaos through San Diego Comic-Con, I don't want to go back to any of those topics specifically, but I did appreciate how like at least we were getting some feedback from Funko, at least from their social media standpoint, or I don't know like where that voice was actually coming from. But I think they need to put out more of that. Like I think they need to put out more updates. Like they put that update out, what was that, like a month ago now, saying they were gonna scale back some of the lines. Like keep putting out updates, even if the update is very small and minor. I think just putting that voice out there will give people a lot of reassurance, as collectors and consumers, and make us, feel comfortable and be like, all right, this company that I love and believe in and talk about every single week is doing some good stuff. They're working on it,
Yeah, get back to do some of the. I seen a post. It was either Diz Trackers or Funko Finders. I can't remember who posted it, but there's going to be the new pop from the Wednesday line, and they showed how many pieces they had loaded into their website. I think it was around 11,000 or something like that. I like that. I would love, even if they don't put that on the box, only put like 11,000. You know what I mean? Like and maybe announce that to tell people that, there's only going to be 10,000 of these, or, whether they want to do the sticker or not, or 15,000, and make it feel like, you're doing something that's special. Make the Funko shop drop special again. They've just gotten so, especially now that they carry all the retailer stuff, it just gets so jumbled in with everything else. There's so many things I think that they could do, but will they do it?
So,
I don't know.
Daniel, we're definitely going to talk about the Marty McFly soda tonight because I want to talk about that. Flanny, we are going to New York Comic-Con for Thursday and Friday this year. I don't know. I would love if you guys made the trip, but I don't know if that's in the cards.
Man, I would have loved to, but this year
hotel prices were killer, man. I looked at them. I just looked for kicks, man. This year, they at least doubled the price of most of the hotels.
Yeah, the hotels.
I don't know if something else is going on because I just looked at weekdays too. I was like, let me just. I think
they're having a lot more vendors this year. I think there's a lot more big celebrities, but also, Joanna was actually very proactive, so kudos to her. She actually booked our hotel in February.
You
have to. Smart. Yeah, you have to now, unfortunately. But speaking of New York Comic-Con, did you guys see? I want to talk about this because I want to see if anybody in the chat has any feelings for this, because I kind of looked into this company a little bit, and man, I'm not liking what I found out. Did you guys see that Fugitive Toys is holding a Halloween party, like the Fright Night substitute party, not associated with Funko, just on their own?
Yeah.
You don't like that?
They have done that in the past, though.
They've done it a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Yes. So I know they've done it. However, $180 for a ticket. Oh my God, that's a lot of money.
Well, I mean, it's New York. That's why.
Well, it's New York, but like
maybe they'll give you more than a water and a little.
John, listen, I was gonna rent the little room that was in our hotel so we could do the so we could do our thing for. They wanted to charge us $1,200 to rent out like a storage closet so we could do PFO over there. I bet you any money that $180, they probably are still losing money on the deal.
So I
would like to hear what you don't like.
Well, okay, so there was a lot of drama on the Funko Pop news post and the Diss Trackers post.
Okay, good. Let's get
A
into
lot
this.
of those comments, well, because people were calling, they were saying $180, and exactly, you don't get any freebies, you don't get any pops or anything. That's just for food. Now,
Good food.
I could see justifying like $100, but I'm not paying $180 to go to some Halloween party. Although I would love to meet up with a lot of, people at New York Comic Con. So if you're in the community and you collect Funko, I definitely want to, say hi if you're at the con or at the event. This was the thing I found really interesting. So people were bashing Fugitive Toys, and then other people were coming out and defending Fugitive Toys and saying like how important they are in the community and how they support so many people, and how, like other people were saying in the comments, I was just reading, I thought it was hilarious. People were saying, oh, you don't know what Fugitive Toys does for these other small retailers and content creators and all these other big collectors in the community. I found it really interesting that if Fugitive Toys is such a big help to so many people in the community, they follow 0 people. So if you look at their Instagram, they believe and support so many people here in the community that nobody is worthy of their follow. And it's not just on Instagram.
That could be a bit. Listen, I don't know them personally. I mean, all valid points. I would take the other side. I don't have a problem with Fugitive whatsoever. And I honestly, I don't know why I keep saying honestly. That has got to be some kind of a weird mental thing. But honestly, that does not bother me. If a company decides to follow 0 people, I'd rather them follow 0 people than 5 people, quite honestly. Because, sometimes it just doesn't make sense as a business to follow anyone, because if you follow one person, now you're not following another person. And then, so I don't have an issue with that. $180 seems a little bit steep, but honestly, I don't have.
Are they doing open bar? Do you get something?
Well, so
like,
with the social media thing, I agree with that. Like, you don't have to follow anybody, but don't come out and say you're a big supporter of the community and that you do things for people and everything when you clearly.
They might. How do we know? How do you know that they don't? They might.
I don't know they don't. I don't know they do or they don't. However, like just looking on their because I had never explored their Instagram or any of the other social media pages or their whatnot profile or anything, and I just found it really interesting. Like, and on top of that, they put no DMs, which I understand. Like, okay, you don't want people to DM you. Maybe you want people to only email you or communicate with you like through an official platform. I just think it's funny because people were defending them really hard, saying like, you don't understand.
Listen, if people are defending them, they probably have done some stuff for people that we might not be aware of. Because usually, listen, no matter what, if you're doing anything, you're going to get criticized. There's going to be people on your side. There's going to be people on another side. If you have any kind of success in life, you're going to find it going both ways. And there's going to be points probably to be made on both sides as well.
Yeah.
Like I said, $180. Now, they also, because I read the post, and I'm pretty sure they said, if you're looking for freebies, don't come because that's not what this is about.
Right. That's not what the party
is.
But
they might be saying that just to weed out some of the people that are going there to do.
They don't want people going there looking for a quick flip.
Because look at what Fright Night turns into. Fright Night, I'm sorry, like I not for everybody, and it's not. I'm not going to lay blanket statements out because I'm going to say the same thing about fun days as well. It's 50, 60, 70%, 80% people that are just going to flip stuff. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm being too harsh. Maybe it's a 30% that people are going to.
No. From my experience last year, I mean, when you immediately get your box, and this is where I didn't really enjoy the part of the event. Like, I immediately got my box, and people are already offering me money for the stuff. Like, I hadn't even opened my box. I had got my proto. I figure out, I was like, oh, I got this really cool proto, and then I literally take 3 steps. And people are asking me like, "Hey, what's your Venmo? You want cash? You Cash App, Apple Pay, blah blah blah." Like,
because they know they'll sell it for 6 times that in 20 minutes.
It's not. It's as a collector and like someone who's trying to enjoy the experience, it can be a little bit overwhelming and frustrating when you have people in your face.
So guess what? I would personally, I'd rather pay $180 to go hang out with people that say, you know what, these guys are cool enough to hang out with that it's worth $180. And I'm going to be hanging out with other people that think these people are cool enough to hang out for $180. Quite honestly, I think I'd rather be at the Fugitive Party than at Fun Days or Fright Night because I feel like you're getting the right people in there. So I'm going to do a complete flip.
So that logic,
support
that logic 100% was the road that Joanna and I were going down because we were looking into it. We're like, oh, okay, maybe this could be an event that we would enjoy going to for that exact reason. But there's a couple more things. Initially,
okay, let's go.
The post came out and it said that Fugitive Toys was partnering with Funko. That was retracted like a few hours after the initial post. And we kind of figured that because why would there only be like a secondary post on like, you know, a news outlet like Diss Trackers or Funko Pop News saying they had partnered? Like, why wouldn't Funko come out and say, hey, we're partnering with XYZ person to have this great party for all these, you know, amazing collectors come out? So that was retracted. So we were like, oh, that seems a little weird, but okay, maybe there was just some lost, you know, stuff in translation or, you know, telephone, whatever things were said that weren't
Funko
exactly
is just
true.
Not very good at communicating anything.
Yeah, well, Funko's not good at communicating anyway. But we were looking into this party. We're like, all right, maybe this is something we could go to. And that's where I got upset because people were defending them. And I was like, well, if I'm going to give $180 of my hard-earned money to a company that supports the community, I want to see it. And I feel like, you know, most of reality is perception. So there may be good things that Fugitive Toys does for people behind closed doors. But if you do good things for people, I think you should show a little bit of it. And if you're not showcasing people on your page,
I'm going to let Josh say something,
people,
and then I'm going to say something in regards to that then.
I will say, though, so Fugitive Toys is just very similar to Gemini Toys, Gemini Collectibles, and things. These are old school Funko people. These are like people when Funko was not a public company. Funko was a small, you know, smaller startup company and things like that. I think what you saw also is like they're selling the first group of tickets to the Fanatic web page thing.
So that was the other thing I wanted to touch on.
I think that might be where they're active at, and to me, Fugitive Toys has less become about Funko. Like I don't think of them as like the place I go buy Funko. I think of them as designer toys now. And I don't know if that's just how they've changed their market. And it might be also because, you know, I buy things like they now are doing Tiny Ghosts, but they did it before with Soulmates and Tiny Ghosts, but they're the ones doing the selling of the Soulmates and things like that to keep that alive, and seeing things like that. And that might be also relationships they built with Reese O'Brien, who used to work for Funko, who been at Funko for a while and probably knew them very well as well, too. So I think it might be people that we don't see necessarily, or that are part of the active. Like you might not see that on there, but it might be also for a while back they've been involved.
No, and that's fine. And before you say what you say,
go ahead.
Vince, Sarah, hello. Thank you for jumping in tonight. Mr. Venom, you have another point that I want to talk about this evening. Hold that thought. We're going to circle back to it because I definitely want to talk about that as well. Man, I guess there was a lot of stuff that happened this week that I want to talk about. So yes, I did see that the Fugitive Toys was opening the tickets up early to the Funko Fanatic forum. Now, I'm not in the forum. I haven't heard many good things about the forum. I don't know if anybody here is part of the forum, but regardless, that's great that they're opening it up to these people who are, you know, hardcore long-term Funko collectors. I'm interested to see if there is an option for like opening to the public, because if they're only opening it up to this forum, then it's kind of, you have like another like Fright Night scenario or like this super inner private party, and it's not really opened up to the public, or just any collector can pay the money and go in, which once again, kind of that whole perception thing. It's like, do you really support the community? Are you really trying to put on something that anybody or everyone can go to? Or is this just like a little private party with the inner people who have been with Funko or been in the Funko game for a long time? That's all. So that's another aspect of it that I was just like, I'm not really
I think that's now that point I think is 100% valid, and I have no. I am 100% with you on that. Like, is it only the cool kids that can go to it?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
that I will 100% agree. The only thing I wanted to just say real quick, and because social media is a fickle thing, I don't know if you know that. I definitely know that. But for an example, you look at my Instagram feed, you're gonna see a lot of pictures, and I don't even post that. I probably don't post the way you're supposed to, as whatever. Yeah. But one thing we definitely don't post, John, I don't post anything on what we donate. Like, even for the Ronald McDonald House, we raise, like, I barely put a blurb in there about that. And I never put that we're donating. And you guys really don't either, other than once or twice a year. And Josh doesn't really either. We really don't say what goes on. Like, and, you know, nor do we need to. And I don't think we need to defend that. If people are defending Fugitive, I will take people that are because anybody that'll put their name behind something that they're going to say and defend somebody, I'll respect that. Now, whether I agree with it or not, that I'll make my own determination. And John, you're allowed to, like, I'm not telling you that you're wrong in any stretch of the imagination, because I think that you're perfectly valid. And I think the last comment you made is the best comment, because is it only for people that know about this secret group? Because I've heard about the forum a bunch of times. I don't know people that go on forums anymore. Doesn't mean that there's anything like that. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it. It's just, you know, isn't it an exclusive thing that only the people that really are in the know get to go to? Yeah, that would be a bummer, because then community, it's not the community in large, it's the community of.
And I feel like that's the problem with Fun Days a little bit, and that's the problem with Fright Night, and that's what I really love.
That I agree with too, though.
Yeah, that's why I really love the Fun on the Run event, because you know, because the bus just showed up. Us common folk. Yes, we could show up and be like, "Hi, I love Funko," and they're like, "Great, here's your lanyard and your ticket. Go stand in line." You know, and that's just not
that. I 100% agree with
the cons. That's not the case with Fun Days. Like, you can't even walk up to the Funko booth. You know, you got to have a time slot. San Diego Comic-Con, there's a lottery. Like, so it's just like all these other layers. So to me, it's just like, you can't really come out and say like, hey, we're doing something great for the community, when it's not for the community. And I understand there might be some tickets that are opening up to the public down the road or closer to the event. And I really hope there is. And I really hope that there's some people that can just sign up, buy a ticket, and go and have a great time. I'm just skeptical, and I kind of want to see how this plays out. No shade to Fugitive Toys whatsoever. It could be any company in this position, and I'd be questioning like, hey, what's going on with this event? You know, what's the real deal here? So
I want to say, though, I do find a forum really weird. Like, I feel like I know it's probably started 20, 25 years ago, and they kept it alive, and people are still active in it, and that's great. But I haven't used a forum in many years, and I teach technology. I'm into technology. I've been teaching social media stuff for 10, 15 years, and I don't remember the last time I used a forum, other than, you know, and I feel like other things have replaced forums, like Reddit has replaced a lot of forums, other, you know, social media groups and things like that. So I just think that's kind of funny. Like, I'm glad, I guess it's still alive, but I feel like it's alive for the people that are probably been on it forever, which is cool because they have friends or the community that have built and been a part of. But I don't feel like new people. I went over there and checked it out and stuff, because I know that was like how the only way you can get like invited to be part of something else. But I'm like, I can't post them all the time. I don't like the format.
And that's the thing too. Like
20 years ago for me, 20 years ago. Like,
yeah, so I think it was Dave who asked in the chat. He's like, oh, I would have thought like PFO would have been a part of the forum. I don't know anything about it, and I don't even know, like, to be honest. And maybe this makes me sound a little bit uneducated or not in the know. I don't even know what a forum is. Like, I've never been part of a forum or in a
Jen,
forum.
you came after the forum. Listen, that's all that we used to have back in the day before.
There wasn't Facebook, there wasn't groups, there wasn't Reddit, there wasn't.
I was part of a lot of forums.
Like, I'm already in enough other things. I don't need.
But that's kind of the point where I'm like, why would I go chase after this group when I feel like the community is here. Like if we have a community on YouTube, Instagram, whatnot, like we have Facebook groups. I mean,
And everyone has their own community.
Yeah, and I
so
think it's a different community. I think it's a different kind of collector, honestly. I think those are the people that have all, that have been maybe around since the very, very beginning, which, God bless. That's a community of people. I it totally is. There's also, like, I think that we're, even though we've been collecting for a decent amount of time now, and John, and Josh, both of you have been collecting before me, but even though we've been collecting for a long time, like we've got our group of collecting, and then there's other groups that are even probably newer to that. And, I think you get more of a blend because we're kind of like social media, YouTube, and all this stuff. But, there is a whole other community that's out there that I think has been around, even before us. And I think that that's fine. I think that, and they can have a party just for that. Really, at the end of the day, I don't have a problem with them having an exclusive party for people that have been around since the beginning and they don't want to include this aspect of the community. I think it's a missed opportunity for them because what's funny too? Like, this is a good example. Like, I know so many people that like didn't know you can go to fugitivetoys.com and GeminiCollectibles.com. Like I hear a lot of people talk about Ralphie's, Smy, and all these. Like, they don't even talk about, and that's why I'm saying maybe they're doing themselves a little bit of a disservice, where if they were in our community a little bit more, I think they would have access to more people in general, but maybe they're not worried about that. Whatever, that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. And maybe that's why they don't follow anybody, and that's okay too.
I think it's those kind of businesses. I will say, like, several
they're niche.
They've never retweeted me or reshared a story or something I tagged them in. And hey, if that's how they do it, that's how they do it, kind of thing. Others I know do different things, but it's just interesting that, like, I would take advantage of having these, because I'm not being paid by them. I don't get free boxes by them. I'm just opening their stuff, and I'll talk about if I like them or not and share with the community if I like them or not. Like, I've had great experiences with Gemini. Like,
I've had great experiences with Gemini and
Gemini is excellent in packing. They have free shipping over $100. Like all these kind of things. They have a good variety of stuff, old and new, and like weird stuff. If you want to look for old, strange Funko stuff, they got some strange things that you might not find anywhere else on their site. And, I think some of these companies are great, but I don't think I think they're connected with the older part of the community. They haven't connected maybe with new people in the community, and that's probably just a disservice for their own company. Like you said, like it's probably it shows that maybe they just like, this is another fad, or this person's just whatever. But it's a great way to, like, I've connected with Smy, great. I've connected with Ralphie's, great. Connected with several different companies that have been really good in the community, and they're good in the community too.
That's what I'm saying. And like Smy and Ralphie's are like a great example of, you hear people talking about those two companies all the time. You don't, like, I don't know, at least in our community, you don't hear about anybody saying anything about Fugitive. And I feel like that's kind of why I looked into this, because it was like the first time I had heard about them in a long time. And I see that Aussie Papa Paul said, you got to respect the OG collectors. I agree 100%. I think you should respect every single collector, regardless of how long they've been in the hobby. And I think they're doing everyone a disservice by making an event exclusive and only available to people that have been in the game for a long time, because they're missing out on current people. Like, new people coming into the Funko game have a completely different perception. And you have to, as a company, as a community, you have to pay as much attention to the collector who's been doing this for 10 years as compared to the person who's been doing it for a week, because they're new blood.
They do, but they don't. And let me tell you why. They're still in business. Like, I'm if they were doing poorly, they might be not operating the way that they're operating. They must be doing something right, because
They have
they're
3 or 4 different shops too. They're not just like one location, one online business. I would say though, like $180 is steep. I would defer this though. I wouldn't pay $180 to go to it. Just not my
no.
thing.
I don't think I don't think
I would if they said 50% of it went to a charity and they proved that 50% went to a charity afterwards. I would pay $90.
I would think they wouldn't have to prove it to me, but they if they just said that that's what they're doing.
To me, yeah. Like
Listen, I would trust Fugitive. I've bought mystery boxes from them on Whatnot. Not that makes me like I know everything about their company. That doesn't make me like, hey guys, I bought mystery boxes, so it's legit. It's all good. But I mean, Josh, I totally agree with you. Now, as a content creator, I would probably spend the 180, because I'm never going to fun days, and I'm probably never getting into any Fright Night because I don't get picked for any of that stuff. I can't get in the Funko booth. They threw me out of the Loungefly booth. Nobody likes me. Okay.
You deserved it, Vince. He was trying to grab pins. He was trying to grab those exclusive pins.
I don't deserve anything.
Funko 401. That is exactly what I was about to conclude this segment.
That I agree. Hey, now we're hitting the nail on the head.
That's the whole point.
But
they should not have advertised that they're doing something for the community, that they're a great company who's looking out for all these people, when, from my perspective, in a certain way through social media, they don't. And if this is a private party that's only available to the forum people, that's great. Have your party, post it on your forum. And then if there's, I guess, any 5 or 10 leftover tickets left over, we can all fight to the death over, the public tickets here. But I think you should just keep it private. Either make it public from the get-go or keep it private for the whole thing. That's it.
Did you say it was posted on Distrackers?
Yes.
Distrackers doesn't post for free. He charges at least $100 plus to post.
I would imagine
or he got free tickets for the event.
Well, yeah, I'm sure he got some sort of compensation, but I'm sure same with Funko Pop News. They have hundreds of thousands of followers. They should take advantage. That's their business. They have a lot of followers. People go to them for daily updates and news. So
you build up your following, you charge for it, and that's how it works. But I don't want people to think he's posting it because good of the community. He's posting it because he was paid to post it. And I think he posts
nothing on Dish Trackers or Funko Pop News or any of the news outlets. They're just doing their job. They're paid to send out a message. That's it.
I'd be curious if with this event, if it's going to be like a Fright Night type of thing.
I bet it's going to be a lot better than the Fright Night experience.
It's probably going to have better food. It's probably going to have
get to sit down and drink some water.
And if they're that, I mean, if you're thinking you're not going to get anything, I think there's going to be random prizes like protos, other APs, things like that Funko has helped them get. Just when they said the same thing about what was it? The Fanatics Day Out. They're like, oh, nothing's coming, and then all these places had.
Well, and that's why I'm saying I think they might be weeding out.
Don't say that then. Yeah, it kind of weeds out.
I respect them for that. Trying to say hey, this is not an event where you should expect to come get $1,500 worth of merchandise and be able to flip it the next night. I think there's a need for that. I don't know if this is the right avenue for that. It doesn't sound like it is, but I think there is a need for a Funko event that's purely for people to show up and intermingle with one another, hang out, get to meet people face to face. A lot of us have been talking online for upwards of years now, and we still face to face. So I think there is a need in the community, whether it's hosted by Funko, another retailer, or just say a bunch of people are getting together and renting out a venue and saying, hey, we're going to go all in. We're going to front the money, the $10,000 or $15,000 it is to rent this hall. We're going to get it catered. If you want to come, it's going to be $150, $100, whatever.
John, when are you putting this on? When's this happening?
I would love to do something like that. I would
love to do it too.
Yeah. You know what? They did do it. It's called Fun Fest. They did it a couple weeks ago. And look how many people were there. Every video I saw of there was
people
not
like they were
packed.
having fun.
No.
They were having fun, but it was not packed. And the people that won, you could win protos and APs and things like that. People were getting stuff. It wasn't like crazy packed there. They had food trucks, they had games, they had things going on, music or whatever. They had Mike signing stuff for people and things like that. But every kind of video or picture I saw there never looked like there was a crowd like smushed in, like any of these other events where we see, like, because I think they just did it as like a fun event, and they didn't make a big hype about it, all the other extra stuff and that's truthfully that's what it was. And I know Mason went to Fun Fest, but I don't think it was super awesome, but I think it was also because it wasn't like a million people crowded into an area like and waiting in line for hours.
Yeah, and I think that
hours
doing it at Everett
like that.
is why that's probably like that. If they did it at Hollywood, it might be a little bit different. It might be a little
different, but I think
crowded.
it's also, but I say the year before, a lot more people were out there for it too. The year before, when they did Fun Fest,
I mean, I wasn't there, so I couldn't
photos, I saw lines. I think that's when Jim went out, right? And he had lines of people there, and like it seemed like it was a bigger event, more people, but it still never seemed super crowded. But I also don't think they had the extra things like the ability to like support the Boys and Girls Club and win things, and I think that's awesome.
I thought that was cool. I thought it looked,
that.
it looked like a blast.
Like I would have had fun playing those games and supporting a charity and doing those kind of things. Like that's the kind, and I would love to see them do more stuff like that. Like, hey, if you want to charge $300 for a ticket to something, do it, but half of it goes to wherever, or all of it goes, like all the proceeds that you make from that event go to a big charity or something like that. That's what like foundations do and things. I'm surprised Funko doesn't have a foundation, built into it to support like all their charitable efforts or something too.
Yeah, I feel like they might not be there. They've got to figure some.
They got to figure out their own stuff.
Yeah, they got some stuff to figure out before they do that.
So Anna said some nice stuff about my haircut. I appreciate it. Thank you. And Fun Fest looked like a great time. That would have been an event I would have loved to go out with or go out to. So hopefully next year I'll be able to hit up more of these Funko events, because Wasatch is definitely living the life.
Yeah, he definitely is.
So I think we don't get it on the East Coast. We get nothing.
We get nothing. But in regards to something that leaked, did you guys see that Freddy that is coming out for? Yeah. I guess maybe it's gonna be like a Fright Night box Freddy.
Well, it's not. I don't think it's Friday. I think it's their booth theme.
Their booth Freddy. This like Freddy is amazing, and it's definitely gonna be like top 5
the Bones
Freddy of the year. Yeah.
So the question will be: will there be 2 different ones? A glow one that's at con only, and a regular one that you can buy on the Funko shop? That is my question.
I hope so.
I hope there's a regular one too.
I don't care. I will pay someone handsomely.
I was gonna say, would you like to throw a number out? Because
if we can't get it at the event or at New York Comic Con, I'm definitely gonna be paying somebody.
If you just stand out the booth when someone walks out of it, John's gonna be like, "I'll give you this much. Come on, kid."
Everything that he just talked negatively about, he will do that. So
he'll be the guy, but he's not flipping it. He's just buying it for himself.
No, I want it for the collection. No,
it is a super cool one.
I want to see if I could pull it up.
I like how they that's the leak we got from it. I'm surprised because that you think who's sending that leak? Where is that going?
Right.
Where is that coming from?
Well, we got a bunch of leaks because we got some leaks of some New York Comic Con pops as well.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you guys wanted. I thought it was still a little too early to start talking about the leaks.
A little early. I don't know.
I mean, we got an updated set of leaks, and maybe that's something we should do next week, is just kind of speculate, because I don't want to sound like a negative Nancy over here, but I'm not super excited by that NYCC stuff.
Overall, the pops they're weak so far.
I think last year was the same though, right? Like,
you know what? I found a few more that I liked last year. This year is.
I think we should talk about it briefly.
I think we definitely should.
So this is the glow in the dark Freddy Bones. Going to be 3,000 piece limited edition. Looks like heavy metal is going to be the theme of the booth.
Yeah,
maybe?
the booth. That's what I.
So I think this is awesome. I can't wait to get this. This mold looks incredible. I can't wait to see what the glow looks like. So I'm pretty stoked about this.
I heard he's got the Freddy mask on the side of his head, like the Freddy face. You see on
That's
the left
amazing.
side here.
Yeah, I see it. I see
That's
it.
actually a Freddy face, dude. How cool will that be?
This I'm fired up about.
If that is the Freddy face on the side, like what
Yeah.
a genius, like fantastic, like
this is
perfect
amazing.
pop.
This is amazing, and I think it's the only pop so far I'm really excited about. So
100%.
Yeah, but actually, before we go into the NYCC stuff, let's talk about the Marty McFly soda. Because
speaking of duds, I know a lot of people like. We actually talked about it a little bit last week. I thought it would have been. They could have done like a. They could have done like a Miles Morales thing where they were like half fading away.
Yeah,
the diamond.
Bring up my photo on it, and then you'll see the second photo. What they could have done with it.
Yeah, so I appreciate that it's numbered right off the bat. Numbered. Thank you, Funko, for doing that. So at least
in Funko Shop.
It's truly limited edition. I think the can art looks great. I think the common looks great. But what is going on with the soda department? Like, who's in charge of making sodas? Don't they realize that if they want to sell a crap ton of sodas, you have to make the chase worthy of people going after? You have to make it worth people going, yeah, I'm going to buy 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 cans because I need to have that chase. If you don't make chases desirable, if you don't give them cool molds or cool variants or something unique about them that's different from the common, well, then a lot of people are not going to be buying many sealed sodas of this. So
all they had to do is make his one hand transparent, like in front of him, and then the bonus would be, because that's what he looks at. He's not totally transparent. It's mainly like his one hand he starts seeing transparent and he can't play. Yeah. And then you could throw also, it would be cool to throw a photo, like a little photo in his guitar too, because he's looking at the photo and his family disappearing and then him starting to disappear is where it is. Now that would be a little too much. Also, wish his jacket was a little better detailed. It's not his jacket. It's like just simple color jacket. It was easy to do. But I would love at least one hand. All they had to do is move his hand up from the guitar and make it transparent. And that would have sold everyone on it. Like people would have been like, oh, I remember that scene. Oh, that's awesome. That's a great one.
And I know people say like they're limited by the license and everything, but I mean, I just think Back to the Future fans deserve better. And if you're limited so much by the license contract that you can only do this, then honestly, I think you should not do it at all. Like or make it a 3,000 piece chaseless soda. Like make it just so limited, that you'll guarantee you'll sell out because you'll give the fans of that IP, something to collect. But I mean, maybe the diamond chase will be cool in person, but yeah, I'm not super excited about it. So,
I mean, was it 12,000 on the Funko Shop? I don't believe it will sell out.
No.
If it was
it
6,000, it could definitely, but 12,000.
Yeah,
and the chase isn't like the ultimate chase kind of thing. I think it'll look all right, but it's not going to be like, oh, it's like the best chase they did. I think, I'm kind of glad they didn't do it with chases with different periods though, because I think they'll still make other sodas of Marty too, just like they did.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I think
I don't think that's the only Marty we're getting.
Version. You're gonna get him in the neon cowboy outfit kind of thing.
Yeah, this is the start of
that would be amazing. Did you see what 401 said? He said they could have done a double chase where they had one Marty from each of the 3 moves. If you had like the regular Marty and then like guitar Marty and then like cowboy Marty, that would have been fire. We need more double chase sodas. I really think we do.
I think if they do the third movie Marty, they need to do him in the bright cowboy outfit and then do him in like a traditional, like onesie actually figures out what to wear, not the Western wear store that from from what he got it from and came back in time. So I think if you had those two different, I think those would be good chases, like chase common combos if they make another one. I don't know. I would just it's kind of weird how they did this one. Like, I'm really surprised.
And Riley brings up a good point. He says, I'm getting to the point where I've decided I could be upset with a lot of their choices or just enjoy it for what it is. Like, the Back to the Future could have been 2 chases, but XYZ WP. I agree 100%. Like, you can have that outlook at anything in life. It's not just Funko or collecting related. However, I feel like if we don't critique them and at least bring up a different perspective, then we're just showing that we will.
Well, we definitely praise them when they hit it out of the park too. I mean, you got it goes both ways. Obviously, we're talking about it.
And I like Back
we got to give her.
I like Marty McFly. Like, if I think they could have done better.
See, and me personally, I don't like any of the People Pops. I don't like any of the Back to the Future. So I wouldn't buy this if they made it with a translucent face, neck, whatever. I probably still wouldn't have got it. But and some people. Stephanie, I seen said she loves Diamond Pops, so it's Pops and soda. So it's going to be amazing for some. This is this is what I love. I love this though. I love this about Funko. Honestly, like us three don't agree on stuff all the time. That's what I love about it. I love that some people love it and some people hate it.
Isn't it cool though? Like, they can, like, a company can make something and everybody can look at it differently, and everybody has a different opinion. Some people love it, some people hate it. Some people have to have it. Some people don't need it right away. Some people, I'm very thankful. Yes. Stephanie also said, at least we're getting a piece count on this soda. 1,000% thankful for that. That was the first thing I looked at now with all the new sodas. So, I just think it's interesting. We all have different components of the collectible that we care about. And that's the best part. We all get to convert.
It's a beauty.
Everything going on. Now, I think
we don't want to sound like too big of complainers. Here, let's bring this picture up and start complaining a little bit more.
No, so I want to break this down because it did come out. I mean, these all have the new sticker, so it looks like these are all official con releases. I have seen a lot of people say they're excited for the Demon Slayer 2-pack. So that's good.
Is this not the exact same as SDCC? Just he's got the mask on his face, or I could be wrong though.
I did see that. Some people said it was like a very similar variant to something they already got.
Yeah, because we got one for SDCC, did we not? That had this white mask off to the side.
Yeah.
Well, they all have masks. Like, it feels like I don't know enough about Demon Slayer.
I don't either. I'm not even going to comment. I hear that people are excited, and I'm excited for them.
Because I'm not really. I don't know. I'm looking at this. The only one I'm actually kind of excited for is the Toxic Avenger.
I think Toxic Avenger is cool. I actually like that Garfield too.
Garfield I think the Garfield has been the most popular out of.
Like, if we got a Garfield. I don't think I'd buy Garfield, but if I got a Garfield, I would keep it.
You pull them, you keep them?
I pull it, I keep it.
I think the only one from this picture that I really have to have is the High Evolutionary, and simply because he was the best Marvel villain that we've gotten since Thanos. He was awesome. He was better than Kang, in my opinion. The actor was fully committed to the role. He was like sinisterly evil to his core.
I enjoyed that movie too.
I really did too. So Joanna fell asleep, but I really liked that movie. I think they did a good job with it. It was a little bit long, but man, we haven't seen a good villain in so many years that, like, I almost forgot what a good villain, was like. And his villain was even more like fun to watch because he actually thought he was doing good. And that was like the pure amazingness of the antagonist for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So that was awesome. Definitely need his pop. And it's perfect. His first pop is coming as a con exclusive. I love that. I love
that's when it should be.
Is this crazy? This was spotted at Frankenstein's? Like,
not super crazy.
Are these for sale? Like, did
probably.
I'm pretty sure Frankenstein's on that forum.
Yeah. I mean,
they're in the club, Vince.
They're in the club that we don't know.
I do want to go to Frankenstein's one day because they have.
I do too. I would love to go there.
Yeah. Of course, none of us are. I don't think Is anyone excited about we got more 100-year WB?
No.
I
Zero.
did see.
And
I
I
did see
love
a couple
Looney Tunes.
people are excited for Sylvester and Lola. What are they dressed
Lola
up
as
as?
Ravenclaw.
Oh, that's
and
right.
They're
they're
Harry
Harry
Potter.
Harry
crossover.
Potter slash Looney Tunes.
Why
I don't
are they
know.
leaking into everything? They got into Scooby Doo.
You know, listen, I love Scooby Doo and I love Looney Tunes, but I don't love them together like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Love Scooby Doo, love Looney Tunes. I don't love this as much, and this is not for me. But again, if people love it, God bless. That's amazing, because I think that like the molds look cool, they're fun. Like I just wouldn't want to fill up my shelves with those.
And do we know what the pop is next to Garfield?
It's the same one
Toxic
that's
Avenger.
down below. You mean Toxic Avenger?
Oh, it's another high evolutionary. Oh,
yeah,
that's right.
it's just the
Oh,
next
to the left.
because the bottom one you can see Garfield, and then
Okay, makes sense.
I think it's just the same. They wanted to crop it square.
Well, I'm weirdly excited. So did you guys see the leaked list compared to
Yeah.
these pops?
I
So
saw
that
the
leaked
leak.
list seems pretty accurate so far.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm really curious about the 3-liter. There's a bunch of 3-liters apparently. There's a 3-liter Willy Wonka in addition to the 3-liter Chewbacca. I'm kind of excited for the Chewbacca.
I know
What's
Vince
up
is
with the
excited
3-liter
about
Willy Wonka though? I mean, what's that all about? I mean,
Yeah,
that's
stop
weird.
making 3 liters of sodas that we
Is
already
it
have.
giant Oompa Loompa? Is it a giant
If it's
Willy
an Oompa
Wonka?
Loompa, I might be down on that, but
I mean, who else? What could it be? Could it be the?
So Anna's asking no love for indie. I'm kind of indied out.
It doesn't look that different. That's
well,
my
apparently there's snakes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's supposed to be the snake.
Yeah,
one,
snakes.
maybe.
I'm a bad Indiana Jones fan because I didn't see the new movie. I've seen all the other ones, of course, but I just didn't get a chance to see the new one yet.
I think if once you in person, if it looked good, I would get it. If it's so similar, I don't know. Like I feel like I just grabbed a bunch.
Well, I have the original. I have the original 2 ones, and I want the ride, the Indy's ride, like where he's on the motorcycle. I need to get that at some point. But outside of that, I just don't see this one being different enough.
I got the Hot Topic new one. Like that one's a great one to grab. I think the other stuff that came out, I'm glad. Like Short Round came out last time. That's what I felt like. Like this wasn't. I don't know. I don't feel like maybe if I see it in person, see it out of box, but from this view, I can't tell that it's really cool. Like it's an awesome one. But.
Yeah, and I'm just not a people. I love Indiana Jones, but I'm not a Indiana Jones collector. Only reason I'm not excited.
Also, Vince, you were kind of alluding to a problem. If these are being sold at Frankensons or any location in California, clearly somebody from Funko got a hold of these and distributed them, illegally, whatever you want to call
them.
From
a retailer we don't know about. Too.
Yeah, so I mean that's an issue in itself. Like, not only are we getting, the leaked picture is fun for us to stare at and talk about and break down and everything, but if these are being sold a month and a half before the con, that's a problem.
Yeah, and it seems like this kind of thing happens almost every con where you see somebody getting, or you see a couple, here, a couple there, and leak stuff, and you wonder how that stuff works, but
well, it just kind of circles back to the problem we were talking about at the beginning of the stream with PPG, and that's why I have an issue with it, because if these items are being sold, that whether they're being sold to somebody in person, like Frankenstein, somebody's going to walk up, they're going to buy it in person, right? That person may realize, hey, I have Garfield 4 weeks before Garfield is going to hit the market. I could probably sell it right now for, I don't know, shared sticker Garfield 4 weeks before the con, $80, $100. So let's say they sell it on a platform that's tracked. There's a risk of PPG capturing that sale, and then now you have an inflated price for an item that is either about to hit the market or hits the market in October, and now everyone's trying to sell their shared sticker because the recommended or the price on Pop Price Guide says $65 or something when it's not a $65 pop.
But that happens. I mean, that's every con. Every single con is
but
that
they need
way.
to figure that out. They need to stop
Yeah.
that. And this
Well,
does
I
happen
think
every year, but
I
it
think
doesn't
what you said.
happen this early out, from what I recall.
Yeah. Well, what was the Freddy soda that we were seeing left and right that they were selling for like weeks before it released?
Oh,
Do you remember that?
it was the Vampire Freddy, wasn't
Was
it?
it I think it was the Vampire
Was it
Freddy.
Vampire? Oh yeah, I
And they
think
were
it was.
selling the chase and then selling the commons, and I don't know. I remember that happening. I mean, I think what you said earlier, John, was exactly. I think there should just be a moratorium where you don't get the inflated price, because there's definitely that first, even if it's 30 days. Like I felt like SDCC, like within 30 days out, because we're not well. Yeah, I mean 30 days. Just put a 30-day moratorium. Like they came down to earth pretty
Pretty
darn
quickly.
quickly.
Yeah, pretty quickly.
Pretty quickly. I felt like it was faster than what I've seen in the past.
Yeah. So before we move on to the next thing that I want to talk about, so Poppin Patty says, what does everybody think about a convention being a complete surprise, not knowing what the pops will be for sale until the day of? I think that would be
I would love that. I wish that would
a
happen.
complete surprise drop for New York Comic Con. Can you imagine the hype and the rumors? Like that would
I mean,
be
at least we got a couple that were like that, though. We did get like the Freddy. It wasn't leaked anywhere.
Well, guys,
right?
where do you think these leaks come from? If people are getting them in hand, do you know what I'm saying? Like, people have these. Like these leaks are coming directly
and
from.
a lot of times they come from also like retailers. If they're a shared one, retailers get a month before. They start getting their shipments, and they just say can't sell till this date.
They do, but who's doing the research to put that all together? I don't know. I feel like when we get these leaks like this, I feel like they're coming from somebody that is either inside.
Like the full leak list. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's coming from someone that's getting a list. And it could be an overseas list too. Like some of the stuff could easily be, don't forget, overseas gets some of the exclusives as well too. Other countries get them. So you might not see a full list, but you see parts of the list, or things are getting out.
Yeah, exactly. Riley, great point. We had no idea what was going to be in the box of fun, and there was a lot of hype for it. Like that was amazing.
They did that one. I thought the way they did that was perfect. Like I didn't like the way that this year was, where because opening up our box, like it just was. Even though you knew the combinations, you started seeing combinations and stuff like that by the time we got it. But those, like, you didn't know anything ahead of time from 2 years ago. This last year, it was just, knowing what was kind of what you were getting was not as fun.
Yeah.
I like not knowing.
Anna says, did you guys see there was an account reported, the Washington Raffle account, saying that a raffle done at FunFest wasn't done legally? What are your thoughts? I know some states you can't do raffles.
They didn't do it. It was the Boys and Girls Club who's allowed to. They're a charity, nonprofit, and they're there.
Yeah, I think
it was already proven that that's what would happen.
I hope charities are allowed to do that. I bought a lot of raffle tickets at charities.
No, charities are allowed to do that.
I mean, I'm just calling myself out right now.
Every state has different rules. Some rules are higher for higher stake things. Like, example, I mean, I sit on 2 foundation boards, so I have plenty of different.
So I can buy 50/50 raffle tickets.
Off a car every year, like like something like that. Where as long as it's a non-profit, usually they're in the clear. Sometimes other places have like government agencies, other things that can do it as well too. Like. But typically, like the nonprofits are allowed to do it as long as, and if it's over a certain amount, they might have to apply for a license or have some kind of like approval for it, depending on the state. But yeah, like plenty of nonprofits. If you look that up, everywhere it says it talks about nonprofits are allowed to do it. Probably in most states. Every state has different rules too, but. Because they can do it they're not making profit off it. They're raising money for their charity.
If somebody, yeah, I mean, that's kind of messed up. If the whole point was to donate to charity and somebody's trying to mess with that, like that's pretty.
But if their Boys and Girls Club are there helping do it and raise the money, and then maybe other people are volunteering, helping out with it, it's fine as long as there are representatives from the Boys and Girls Club as part of it. Example, I said on a foundation board, they every year at Dream Gala they raffle off. Used to raffle off a car, now they raffle off a 3-year lease for a car. And any Central Florida auto dealers donate that 3-year lease, and you could pick from like 60 different vehicles almost, like up to a certain value. And every year they raffle it off. You can get like 1 ticket for $25 or 5 tickets for $100, things like that. And it's, you know, totally legal, totally fine, because they go through they're through the foundation. You know, it's raising money for a good cause. So. And
DC Animal, I don't know what that's in reference to, but Randy Haynes is always the man. So I'm sure whatever he did, he hooked you up. So moving on to another thing that I wanted to talk about, and I am very interested to hear these two gentlemen's opinions about it. So Mystery Grail launched a brand new thing called Grail Game.
John, I participated in it. I didn't
participated already. So
I need
to get some backstory before you talk about your experience, to give some backstory to everybody in the chat. So Mystery Grail has launched basically a virtual mystery box game that you can play, and you don't have to worry about boxes being shipped to your door. You pay for tokens. You use the tokens to buy a virtual box that can yield you real pops. And if you pull something that you like, it gets shipped to you. If not, you can sell it back basically to the dealer or the host of Mystery Grail, and then you can use those tokens to play more games. So Vince, take it away. How was your experience?
You know, how do I when I seen them announce it, man, I felt kind of weird about it. Like it seemed a little sus, quite honestly. Not in any way. It just, I don't know. It seems like
gambling.
It seems a little degenerative, but that's somebody that's buying hundreds of dollars of mystery boxes a week. So who am I to judge anything? So, and I participated. So basically the way it worked, we paid, you got 250 tokens free. I don't know if you just sign up for an account or if I just
sign up for an account.
And I bought $20 worth, which was 1,000, I believe. So I had 1,250 tokens. I believe the box that I purchased was 750 tokens. So that maybe equates to whatever, $10 roughly, give or take, somewhere in that, probably a little bit less, honestly. So you pick a box, one out of, it might have been like around 1,000 box numbers, which it kind of gets assigned to you. I mean, you would have to, I only did it the one time just to try it because I wanted to kind of report on it. We got who did we get? It was a Hannibal Lecter, which $16 pop. I've got worse boxes from Mystery Grail, the actual bot. So I wanted
knife and fork.
So I could have traded. I could have got that. I think you just ship it, and I think they'll just ship it to you. And maybe I should have done that to just see what happened. Yeah. But I traded it back in. You trade it back in. You get, I want to say that I got back 390 tokens. So over half of my money back, basically. And then you could buy another box if you want, or you just lose out, you just miss out, basically. So it's not my cup of tea because it's too, it's not necessarily too risky. I guess it depends on the kind of person that they're going after. I don't know who they're going after in that scenario. It wasn't super entertaining for somebody that absolutely loves mystery boxes. Not having it, for me, if I can open a pop and have it in my hand and be excited about it, because even if I have the pop, you guys see me open it. Like it's not just a thing. Like their video today, we opened a pop that I already had. I was genuinely excited to pull this pop out. So to just do it virtually, it's not my cup of tea. I think
it kind of dips into the whole NFT side of things where people, you know, if you're not into that, you're not into that. However, I think the market that they're tapping into is people who don't want to have to deal with reselling the, you know,
Yeah,
more
that's
the common
you are
pop
yes.
that you're going to pull, or the low end exclusive that doesn't have a lot of value, or something. Even if you, if you do pull a Grail from Mystery Grail, like there are physical boxes, and what if
one
it's
of our
something you don't collect?
one of our patrons, I believe, he told me, and I won't disclose, but he won a pretty huge Grail from this game. That's why I'm like,
wow.
you know what? I got to check this thing out.
Well,
like
one person won the Marty, the Glow Marty. I've seen that.
That happened to be the okay. So that's right.
They
I think
shared it too, but I saw the person.
they did share it, and that is, I believe it was one of our patrons that had won that. So, you know, I'm not saying that it's not legit. I'm not saying that like it's shady in any way. It's not for me, just in the sense I like to purchase but I think what you said is right, John. I think they're tapping into the person that, you know, if they could get their, like, if they like mystery boxes but don't want to have to resell it, you're getting half your money back. Like, if you like the gambling aspect, which I do like, but I also don't mind selling it. And maybe it's because we have the platform and all this stuff. So, you know, it's not, it seems
Well, you don't mind selling it because people like the three of us, we're selling stuff every week anyway. But
and because we have to.
Because you have to.
Because I have to
bring in.
And if I did this, maybe I wouldn't have to. But
yeah, you have to bring in money to keep your channel running, and you know, YouTube channels, no matter what you do, it costs money. You have to have operating money and a budget. But as a collector, like when I was first collecting, I wasn't selling stuff. I would just go out and, all right, I want that pop. I'm buying it. I'm keeping it. You know, it wasn't until years later where I was like, oh, I don't really want this one. I'm going to sell it. And then you realize it is 10 times harder to sell an item than it is to buy an item. And that's just not, that's not with
maybe
Funko.
50 times harder.
Yeah, maybe 50 times harder with certain items. But
yeah,
I am skeptical. I have not tried this yet. I'm glad that you tried it, Vince. We got your feedback. I like getting stuff in my hands, you know, even if it's something that I'm not going to keep. I like that fun aspect, even off camera, even not making content. Like there's mystery boxes we actually still buy. We don't film them because we still like just having that excitement and that joy. And it kind of takes away the pressure of like the audience and the camera and everything. We kind of just like doing it once in a while, not very often, of just opening it on the spot as soon as it comes in. Joanna hates waiting, so she hates that I put mystery boxes aside for months at a time. Yeah, so there's been some mystery boxes that we'll just buy, and she's like, can we open it right away? And I'm like, yes, absolutely. Let's open it. Let's see what we got. So from that aspect, I'm not too thrilled. But for international collectors, I think this is great. And as Aussie Poppin Paul just brought up, the freight is crazy expensive for overseas right now. So if you're an international collector, this could be a great way for you to participate in Mystery Grail.
All right. I won't talk too much about it because I'm actually working on a video on it. I did spend $100 on the platform just to try it out.
Yeah. Oh, good.
I wanted to try it out. And but one thing I am disappointed in is, Vince, if you show the screen I'm showing now. The only thing I'm disappointed is that you still think you have a chance to hit this top hit and it's already been pulled. Like,
Josh, I was going to say the exact same thing. I knew that was gone. Actually, that is a very good point.
So take this off. It's been found.
Well, do you think that they? Yeah, no, that's a very good point.
It's if people didn't follow them on social media, they wouldn't know. But it's been found. There is no chance of getting this. I'm guessing. Again, I don't think they have multiples in here.
So what they had, and I don't know if it was because I purposely didn't go after, like, they have different boxes too that you can go after, like different runs, basically.
All the boxes
I didn't go after that one purposely because I knew that it was pulled, because I was told that it was pulled.
Yeah.
And then I saw that up there, and that's actually a good point. I kind of forgot about that. And that's obviously no good.
Now that's the one thing I'm kind of disappointed. Like it should show that it's been found or hit.
Yeah,
isn't that what the little yellow dot in the corner?
No, I think this is the rarity of them or something. I mean, I don't see anything like, because all these would have been found. All the boxes are open, so everything would show that yellow dot, John.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think these are the rarities. Like somehow they do. It's not explained very well. I think that's one of my things. I know, like you said, John, you can trade in the points and that's a plus minus. The only thing I don't like about it, it's half the value, and they still make the full amount off of you never even getting anything. So they
Oh,
put no
well, I
work
mean,
into
Yeah.
that's
that.
what they're gonna do. That's basically your cost of using the site, using the platform.
So that's the bad thing. I will say, this is probably the worst site ever if you have any inclination of gambling in your blood, because because it's virtual, and it's like you're not doing anything, and you keep going and add money, going and trying to hit stuff. So for those type of people, I would stay away from this.
Yes,
site.
100%.
It's like NFTs too, like the same idea.
Yeah.
Like, but this is, I think, it's great that you can get stuff, and I still have stuff to claim in my wallet. I have 7 things that I pulled. I pulled one decent thing. The rest were just pretty normal stuff for the most part, I will say. I did pull something decent. I won't show you guys because I'll keep it for a video that I'm working on. I want to talk about this because also this is interesting. I haven't seen anyone do a video on this yet, so hopefully maybe I'll be the first. I don't know. I didn't get paid from them. They didn't reach out to me, and they've reached out to me before on like Mystery Grail. They reached out before they started that. I think it's interesting. I think they're also partnering with Evend on this because one of the
I seen the 2-pack. They said coming soon. The 2-pack.
So that's the other thing. Like that's where I'm like
is it Mystery
I'll
Grail?
let you
Is
keep
it
going
Evend?
before you jump into that.
Both, those kind of things. So I just kind of I kind of wonder a little bit about it. It's interesting how it works.
This felt very, Josh, I don't know about you. This felt very gray area to me. I really did this. I mean, listen, I'm not going to speak high and mighty because I mean, we sell mystery boxes and whatnot, and I buy mystery boxes, and this really isn't like worse than that. But when you start talking tokens, like I just said, like, oh, I only spent like $8. I really don't even know what I spent because it makes it hard to calculate that. And then you're getting $3.90 back, and it's like, oh, I got almost half. It's very.
Actually, yeah, I'll do that. Let's buy one live. I'll buy one right now. Let's do it.
Go for it.
You guys are always doing the NFT live. Let's do it. Let's see what we get.
I mean, are there any left? That would be.
Yeah, are there any boxes available?
Let me see.
They have. Well, they have. Don't they have multiple
variety
runs?
Of boxes. Yeah, they have multiple.
They do.
Runs. That's because the thing too. It's like
here's what I'm curious. So I'll buy one right now. We'll see what we pull. Right. I would be curious to see, is it worth it for me to keep the pop no matter what I get, and then I sell it on my own? Or do they determine the value, or is it more lucrative for me to give it back and then?
Well, Jen, it tells you immediately what you got. Like I pulled Hannibal Lecter. Like it was my decision to make whether I wanted to keep it or not. It was a $16 PPG.
And
it gets
and you can keep it for up to 7 days, and then I'll automatically, if you don't decide to ship it, switch it to coins.
What is their website? Is it not
grailgame.com?
Grail Game.
Oh. Okay, so interestingly enough, if you type in grailgames.com, it is a much different website.
Those S's will get you every time.
They will get you. I think I saw Evelyn had to go. Evelyn, have a fantastic evening. Thank you for coming out as always.
There's Pop Hunt, Pop Raid. There's like all different levels of stuff that you can get. Some have less in them. I think that's the kind of cool thing is they can always have different games going, which is nice for them. I don't know how they're going to keep track of finding all these. They must have shelves for every pop quest that they're doing to go find this stuff.
Or they're just banking on like 90% of the people just giving the pops back. It's actually genius because they're going to save so much on shipping. So,
John, if you go to the Pop Quest one, there's 500 total boxes. There's 199 remaining. There's still 2 days before it expires, and there's some decent stuff. There's Zodiac Freddy. There's DeLorean, Back to the Future, DeLorean. There's Michael Jackson Pop 22, Billie Jean. Not super high stuff, but lower count. So there's some that are mega games, and I think most of those are gone.
Go.
I'm trying.
No,
to
not
sign
you.
up.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I was watching the. Sorry.
Go, John, go.
I was wondering. I was
Run.
like, I'm
Run.
trying, man. I'm trying.
No, you're fine.
Oh,
You're
there's
fine.
still the Mega Mystery still has some left too. Mega Mystery has 248. Now I don't know what people have already pulled, but it's I don't know. Like
They
it's
definitely, Josh, you made a great point that I didn't even think about. Like leaving that up, that's wow, that's not good.
You know what I hate though too is like your values always leave you tokens hanging. Like the values don't come out even whatever you buy. Like I haven't traded in anything, and I spent my $100 plus the 250. You got. I still have 500 coins left.
Judge, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like it's super calculated because like getting 390 back. Do you know what I'm saying? You're just like it's very. They're really playing to the guy, and it is
weird. How many coins? I don't like things where I have leftover coins.
Do $20. I think you get 1,000 tokens.
If I do $20, it's recommending that I do 100. That's a lot to commit to right now.
Well, that's what it always wants you to do. It's like any other app.
Lions are about to go to head, by the way. Just if anybody was wondering.
I think you get the best deal of coins if you buy $500, Sean. That's what I heard.
Oh, God, I gotta go get my stupid company card. Oh, thank you, Jacob. He says missing Wasatch, Skittle, and Funko 411. It would be the Knights at the Round Table. I watched literally all of your channels right after another. Thank you, Jacob. That would be cool. Maybe we'll do a super live stream one day. Knights.
It's all very different. That's the best part about it.
I'm really surprised they launched this well without one person covering this though. Like they have people that they already pay.
Like, I almost, I don't know. I don't know. Like, man, I love $7 a pop, and I enjoy Mr. Grail. I don't know. I feel like this is just down this kind of.
I've been loving. I will admit though, I've been loving.
Or they're really even because Even was hyping this up, not Mystery Grail at San Diego Comic-Con, and that's what I'm.
Oh, really?
Like, who owns this? Is it Mystery Grail or Even or both of them together are partners?
Anything, I will say this, anything with Evend is shady. It's sketchy, it's shady.
I've heard a lot of people say that.
Yeah.
I just want to know, like, be honest and open. Like, who is partnering with this? Like, who is this?
Yeah, are they using their name but doing it under, you know what I mean?
Might be a conglomerate of people, a bunch of people.
I mean, yeah, that's fine, but just be honest. Like, is this both a partnership with Mystery Girl and because nothing on here says $7 a pop. Nothing on here. Like, I don't think anything on here says their company, but they posted it that it was theirs, right? Like, that's what I'm concerned about. It's like Mystery Girl is pretty open that, but maybe this is a totally separate company because if something happens,
maybe you're right. Maybe we're talking like $7 a pop and all this stuff, and maybe it's got nothing to do with them.
They're the ones that posted it, right?
Yeah.
They're the ones that promoted it as their new game. Like Jason did a video on it. So
that's where I saw it.
I'm surprised I don't see anything on their site about
Jen, you want me to share you or you want to make sure that it's
1 second?
I was gonna say let's not get any more cards hacked for this week.
I just put all right, I think we're good. So I think I just spent some monies. So we gotta do this quick before Joanna realizes.
Okay, you want me to add you now?
Yeah, you can add me. Thank you, Jacob. I appreciate that. All right, so we're good. We're in Chuck E. Cheese. I just got $20 worth of tokens from mom and dad.
That's a good point. I spent more money at Dave and Buster's than I did on this this game, and I got a lot more back.
I'm not concerned about the money. I think I mean you put it, all right. I could ship 7 pops for $24. That's what it said. It would cost.
Hey,
so this is concerning to me. Willy Wonka 2-pack is coming.
Yeah,
that's all event. Like they own that.
They got it. Like unless so who I just wish companies would be honest of like who
exactly.
But see, this is a perfect scenario. You have, let's say they do 10,000 boxes, like what we were speculating. This is how you do it right here. If you're going to do 10,000 boxes, that half the people
You
will
don't have to
trade
worry
them
about
in
shipping them.
to go for another
People
box.
keep trying their chances.
Yeah, 100%. This is the way to do it. 10,000 boxes. People will go multiple times trading stuff in. Now, when somebody hits it, they better pull it out of the thing, and hopefully their algorithm doesn't sell it too soon.
All right. So what about this one? Mega Mystery. It says there's 248
This is the one.
remaining
This is the
boxes.
one. Is that Ahsoka up there or the? No, that's the one.
Globy one.
I did the
Yummy
one
Yummy,
with the glow.
Grogu.
Obi-Wan. That's the
So
one
how
I
do you
did.
know which ones have been pulled?
You don't.
You don't.
That's the
I think
problem.
that's the problem. Because you see, there's no crosses. Like the Obi-Wan might be gone already.
All these might be gone already. You might.
What's up, Jim? Rock Inc. in the house. What's up?
What's up, Jim?
What's going on?
Okay. So I go right here to play, right? That's how I do it?
Yeah.
That's it?
There goes your 750 coins. And
All
then
right,
you
so I
get to
gotta
choose.
choose-
You can choose a different number if you don't feel like that's your lucky number. You could go through and pick a different number, which is kind of cool. I like that aspect. Hey, 411.
I was just thinking, let's do 411.
Yes.
He's going to be so mad.
Wouldn't this be
Holy
something?
Grail.
So I'm gonna select this box, and this is it. I just hit open this box, and I spend
it.
my 15
And
bucks.
you see your winnings, and it's gone. That's the scary part. Is like it's gone, and you just bought Chuck E. Cheese tokens.
Just re-roll and put more money in, and let's just keep going, John, all night.
And that's scary, like that gambling aspect. I mean, but there's a lot of things that can.
No,
be
but it's scary because
considered
there's
gambling.
no wait time for it
Right.
for people. So
Right. It's just
that's why I said
Yes.
people
Sorry.
stay away.
So what's the difference between I'm feeling lucky and open this
I
box?
think it'll pick a box for you.
It picked the box for you.
Where you picked a box. So
All right. You guys ready? Should we open this box?
do it.
Let's do this.
Do it.
Let's see what we got. Hopefully not a Squid Game pop.
Oh,
You won.
Ben Wyatt, not the
Ben
Chase.
Wyatt.
Wow, Ben
But
Wyatt. I
Ben
think I would
Wyatt,
trade
the
that
Apple
in.
collectible left over. I did
Swap
get
value is 390 coins.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it just
Common
cost me
pop.
$20 for 1,000 coins, right?
Right.
So
So you spent about
$20.
$8 is I think what it's going to equal close to, roughly.
all right. And Ben Wyatt, I'm looking him up for you, John.
cool. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
I can look him up. I just searched him the other day because we pulled the Chase.
I thought Ben Wyatt was super.
Ben
low.
Wyatt is $12.
Oh,
So
that's
common
okay.
pop.
So it's $12, and they're basically saying I could trade this in for 8.
So
Because that's
I
what
mean,
the coins. That's
if
what
you
the
could sell
coins
Ben
390.
Wyatt as well,
390 coins is more like
about half.
$4, $5.
No, like
Well, no, if
But
1,000 coins is $20, that means 500
750.
coins.
You're spending
is-
about $15.
Yeah, that's right. I just spent
You're getting about-
$15.
You're getting about $7 to $8 back.
That's
if
So
you
that's
decide.
what I
Now,
clicked.
if you
So-
did
well-
that, you still would have enough to buy another box because you already you have coins left over, right? From what you
I
bought.
have 250.
And and you had 250 added for signing up.
Oh yeah, I had 250 signing
So
up.
technically, you could swap and buy another one if you wanted to.
That's right. And then you just buy again. You trade for even less until you hit $0.
Yep. And
Yeah,
then
like
and then
like
you-
scratch offs.
All right.
That's what I do.
That's my
So
concern.
because I have the extra 250 coins in my account, and we'll buy another box. So I'm gonna swap this.
Ben
I'm
Wyatt's
sorry,
not gonna sell
Ben.
very well.
Man, this is so quick. Wow. Just like that. Just
Your money's
swap.
gone. Now
He's
let's do
gone.
it again. It's
That's
They
like
still have them in their
crazy.
inventory. They didn't have to do anything, but you
Oh,
click on a
I don't
box.
like that. I could definitely see people getting into
Yeah.
a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
could
yeah.
spend all day on this website.
oh,
All
yeah.
right, let's see what other boxes. So it's 247 remaining boxes.
You know what's funny? I never even seen that at the bottom of the screen.
Oh,
That you could go
one.
through the boxes like that. It gave me one, and I just clicked it and opened it. I didn't even know you could pick your own
Yeah.
number.
I think it goes to the first one that's like open, and then from there you can choose.
A lot of people are doing this, huh?
Yeah. I'm surprised at how many boxes are unavailable.
I'm kind
Look,
of
they're buying
surprised.
them right
too.
now, John. You're losing. That's why it was at 4 something. That's where it starts. I think.
Wow.
I would just like to know what was pulled, So like, do we really have a shot
Well, I think that is very. I mean that. See, I mean, I don't like
That's
that at
my only
all.
concern. That's the only thing I don't like. About.
I hope that's a glitch. I hope that wasn't done intentionally because that is super. That's the only thing I don't like about. I like the gambling aspect. I always worry about, but again, I buy a lot of mystery boxes, so who am I to judge? Like, do what you want with your money. Be responsible. You have other responsibilities. Obviously, put those first. But
it's your choice to trade it in.
Right.
So they're not telling you have to trade it. You can keep it and
I'm going to keep this. I mean, most likely because I want something because I want to see how it's shipped. But all right, let's open this one.
$5.98. What kind of box it ships in? I want to see it.
I'm curious too.
Waiting.
Man, this is item already unlocked. All right, Post Malone.
Oh,
remember when Post Malone was like crazy price for a little bit?
Yeah. Post Malone's not crazy priced, I don't think anymore.
This one, well, it's worth a little bit more. My swap value is 600 coins, so technically, I would say,
yeah, it's $20 pop. It's a $20
pop.
Is it really? So you lost money, but then gained money. You almost you.
This is a break even.
No, because you gained $8 from your last pop. Your last pop was
Jen. You can keep going.
$20.
This is scary. This is like gambling because I'm actually okay with walking away from the table with this.
Walk away with Post
Malone. Take it. You're a winner.
With a $20 pop.
John, you won more tonight than you've won in Mystery Grail in the last 32 weeks. Amazing. Good job.
I don't like this. This is too anticlimactic. There's not an. I don't know. I don't like this at all. I'd rather open up a mystery box.
I'm right there with you.
See how much it costs you for shipping for one pop.
So how do I do it? I validate it?
No, validate just shows you they try to show you the algorithm behind it.
Oh, so how do I keep it? Because I only have the option to swap or validate.
Don't swap it. Just click off of it. Just click somewhere else. There you go. And go back to your main screen.
Oh, look, it says recent. Oh, look at this. Oh my gosh. Josh, I know what you picked. If you're Josh, Slapshot Pops. You know, it says recent openings and it shows
recent ones. Now, how much does it cost?
Oh, so hang on too. I have to pay to ship this.
Yeah.
How much?
Just like you would a Mystery Grail.
$650. So I have to pay another $650. So that's another reason people are going to swap because they're like, oh, I don't want to have to pay money to ship. I'd rather just
pay $650 to ship a $12 pop.
Yeah.
Now I have 7 pops in mine right now, and it's $24 to ship.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I'm just
not great, but not bad.
I would have liked to see the shipping because here's how I see it. You already got my shipping costs refunded. They already made money off me not shipping the first pop to me.
Right.
So they shouldn't be charging for shipping at all.
I think their shipping should be the same as what Mystery Grail does, $4.
Yeah, should be $4 never. But that's fine. Learning experience. I wanted to do this once. This is kind of cool that we did it live.
So a $20 pop cost you $26.50.
Yeah. That's kind of a bummer. So
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I mean, I had a feeling I was going to go into this and lose. So, but at least we can all see, like,
will they be in a $7 pop protector, though? That is the question.
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather just buy their boxes on Sunday like everybody else.
I'd rather buy a Mystery Grail box. Yeah.
I'm going to stop sharing the screen in case it shows my address.
Yeah, Harold. Yeah, for me, it's not
that kind of sucks that you have to it kind of sucks because you walk in, you pay money to walk in, and then they charge you on the way out. So that kind of sucks.
Yeah, I don't like, just for me, I'm right there with you guys. Like, I want that, even though I get NFTs and I think it's a different kind of thing.
It's free shipping with NFT at least.
Yeah, I want I want a box that I can open. I want to be able to see the pop, hold it in my hand, and have that experience. This definitely will not be something that I partake in, but all the power to. Listen, people win. I'm not saying that it's not legit and people aren't winning, but
no,
I don't
to me, it's
like
too
that. It's too big of I want guaranteed value boxes for the most part. I'll do Mystery Grail and stuff like that once in a while, but I'm a guaranteed value kind of guy.
I'm an NFT guy compared to this. If I had to choose
100%. I'd rather have fake cards than fake pops.
At least with the other one, like I collect a set, I can get something special from collecting the set. Those kind of things I can trade on the market. I can trade anything, even if it's a penny. I guess this is like the same idea. You could trade these and get your swap and stuff like that. But I think it can be so dangerous to anyone that is.
Yeah, so like
gambling.
I see Gerald saying in the chat he's gonna do it because you could win big. I would wait. I would wait a few weeks, maybe a few months, because just like anything, they're gonna have to update the website and make some changes based on customer feedback or trends or anything. But I think they really need to put when the runs, like even the lower end pulls, like put what has been pulled. Do I still have a shot at pulling that top stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, did I freeze?
I think you're frozen.
Yeah, you're froze, but I thought it was just my Wi-Fi.
I know. I thought I was like, oh, John's not.
That's weird.
I mean, at least it's not a weird face. John, you're frozen nicely. I mean,
yeah, you're like
your hair still looks good. The mustache is looking quite fine tonight. So
that's so weird. But you guys can hear me?
Yeah, we hear you fine. I mean, I'd rather see. Oh, there we go. I was just about to say I'd rather see the dot. I can see the dot now.
I can see you talk.
Yeah, and you're pulsing. That's great.
Cool. Oh, there we go. The famous pulse.
I was thinking also, like, I don't know. If I'm going to play in a run, I'm going to play in the Willy Wonka crazy run. Like, if I'm going to spend the money, I guess that would be the one.
Yeah, and I would spend 10, 15 bucks, 20 bucks tops. But, hey.
You can't, though. You have to spend at least 20.
You watch what they do. This all makes sense now. They could do 10,000 boxes at $10. Well, no, you still have to go.
They're 15 each. They're about 15 each with coins, with tokens. They're almost $15.
15 each.
You would have to do a lot of boxes. It's going to be a big run.
Yeah.
It's going to have to be a big run. Yeah.
It is a big.
I think it all goes back to, I like buying the smaller runs. You have better odds.
No, so. I
100%.
think if you're going to play in it, though, like that would be, it's kind of like, do you play a slot machine that only has a top prize of $200, or would you rather play in a slot machine that has a prize of $100,000?
Well, I'd rather play realistically. I mean, you're more likely to win the 200, but
you are. But
I'm sure
that's not
people
the gamble, right?
Would love to gamble to get that 100.
I love how it says it's not gambling, but it feels more of a gamble than any of the like buying a mystery box. And I don't know. I think because it's all virtual and they never have to send you anything, and you can always swap and then keep losing your money and swapping, and eventually you come down to zero. I think like 401 said, then they send you nothing and you just spent $100.
Well, the other thing too is the other point he just made, which was why I was thinking too. I had some tokens left in my account. Like, why couldn't I use those towards the shipping costs? Because I'm never going to do that.
Then how are they going to suck you into buying another box?
Yeah, I'm not going to. I'm more than likely not going to do that again. So now those tokens are just like a donate. Like, I just made a donation.
Can you send them to me? Like, can you
like? I would love. I'll send them to you. Yeah, I'll send.
No, that's what I think there should be the ability to gift your tokens like leftover.
It's like when you're leaving the casino and you have a couple chips left.
Like, can you tip your dealer?
Yeah.
Here you go. Yeah. Here's 100 tokens for you. Thanks.
But anyway, we are way over.
Yeah, we're way listen, I'm trying not to get distracted. We're at 2-minute warning right now.
You gotta get off so you can watch.
Lions are up 21-20, 2-minute warning against the defending champs. And I've stayed pretty focused this whole time. I'm watching the small screen. Guys, thank you so much for let's go around the horn though. We're not going to turn it off the way that we started. We started abruptly. We're not going to end abruptly. Let's all have our time. It's fine. I will stay composed here for the next couple minutes.
Sounds good.
John, go ahead if you would, my friend.
I want to give a big thank you. I did say it in our video today, but I just wanted to give a huge thank you to everybody who's supported, obviously the three of us. But there's been a lot of people who have gone well out of their way to support Joanna and I and our channel and everything we're trying to accomplish. She just spent the better half of 2 days working on our end credit slides for all of our patrons and channel members. And we were reading through all the names, and we're just sitting back and looking at all these people, some that we have met, some that we haven't met yet, and it's truly astonishing when you just see the amount of people on all of Joanna's spreadsheets, and we don't take anybody for granted. So I just want to extend my thank you and gratitude once again, because like right now I'm having a little bit of a tough time at work. We have a lot of stuff going on. We're slammed. Unfortunately, the Coast Guard is going to be in the news nationally in the next few days, not for something good. If you hear something about it, I unfortunately cannot talk about it. It will pass. Bad things happen sometimes, and it will pass. But it's so refreshing and just amazing to be able to go home and have such a supportive community and family behind the two of us, and behind the rest of our PFO community. So I just want to say thank you guys so much. The new slides were not in today's video because Joanna was still working on it, but they will be in Saturday's video and moving forward. So just want to say that really quick. Today we did drop another hunt video. Everybody's been loving the hunt videos recently. So there's a store locally who's having a big sale this weekend on some of their Funko stuff. So unfortunately, I don't think they will be able to ship because they're offering all the sale items to people who come into the store, firsthand. But maybe I can reach out to the store, and if there's anything you guys do want to buy from that store, because they're offering 35% off Funko, which is amazing. If there's anything left over, I might go in there next week and see if maybe I can do another quick clip, and maybe we'll be able to ship those items, because I know some people messaged us about buying, some of those items. Yeah, so that was today's video. We got a busy weekend ahead of us. We have our big Disney auction Saturday night. We have our dual video on Saturday. We still have Soda September going on. So thank you to everybody who's been watching the reels and watching the shorts. Falling a little bit behind, but the next few days are going to be pretty good. So I'm excited to turn the scoreboard around. But yeah, I think that's everything we have at the moment. Just once again, wanted to say, thank you guys so much for all the support.
Awesome. So we have been doing some shorts with some of the Marvel cards. If you haven't checked those out, been doing those. And then we have Soda Saturday coming up. We have a soda mystery box auction, some fun one plan for next week. So keep an eye out. I'll probably do some buy it nows so people can buy them prior and have some fun with those and all that good stuff. But yeah, we're also doing Halloween Horror Nights coming up this weekend. So maybe I'll post some cool, fun content Halloween Horror Nights as well too, like shorts or reels and stuff like that. But yeah, other than that, we have just a lot of the normal stuff coming up. We have some mystery boxes. We did, of course, like I talked about, the Grail Game as well too. So to check out, and I wanted to peek out and try it myself. Those kind of things we talked about tonight. So hopefully we'll see you guys some next week, and then we'll be on John's channel next week.
Yeah, should be on our channel next week.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kelsey. Thank you, Gerald. Thank you, Dave.
And Vince.
Am I up?
You're up.
Give me 1 second.
It's got to watch the game.
Oh, I think they got a first down. Guys,
No,
was
you
that
don't.
a first down? Oh, my God. Oh, anyway, guys, we have a fun week. I know I have a fun week coming up because Bree is in Disney right now, and I get to hang out with my children all weekend. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait for that.
Go for everyone around.
Yeah, it's going to be, and we're starting dance on Monday. So, yes, dance and soccer. But other than that, guys, thank you for all the congrats on the 10K people that messaged us. Really, John, I'm just going to echo your sentiments because we have been super supportive, not just by views and all that stuff, but really, people come out to, we do a weekly auction. Like I seen Gerald stopped out at our auction on Tuesday, and we really do appreciate you guys. It's not just to fund the channel. It's literally the only way we could keep the channel going, because if we don't move this stuff out, there's no way we could open up the boxes that we do. And really, it's really, that comes from you guys. So we really do appreciate you. And I do appreciate you guys. And that's why I'm here tonight, and not, even though I had a screen on next to me and I'm watching my Lions beat the defending Super Bowl champions, and I can't wait for this season of football. Hope everybody has a great fantasy football weekend. Everybody stay safe out there. And I think that's it. I'm not going to go on a big tangent. We got some fun videos next week that me and Bree shot before she went out of town. So we are going to have some videos next week. And guys, thank you for joining us again. We went way over. This was the longest PFO, and God knows how long. This has been a marathon one, and I enjoyed every second of it.
This was a lot of fun. A lot of great topics tonight. But once again, huge congrats to the Poppin Duo for surpassing 10,000 subscribers. Huge milestone, and we'll definitely have to celebrate in the future.
Appreciate it. Yes, plans to be determined. I don't even know what we might do, but yes, guys, thank you one more time, and we will see you on John's channel next week. Go Lions! And
Go Lions!
Good night, everyone.